Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Personalize the way you see everything, and then conquer. Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
been waiting for so long. Now those feelings are so gone. I don't care what else goes on. We will take you away in the night when you see me, and I'm feeling free. Leave me to play.
We bring the heat, we bring the fire, we bring the dirt, we'll take you higher. We bring the heat, we bring the fire, we bring the dirt, we'll take you higher. We bring the heat, we bring the fire, we bring the dirt, we'll take you higher. We fill the place with our entire face, spitting bass, driven gunfire.
Turn around 3 times.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the day 5 of the ESL India Premiership 2017 Phase 2, the summer season, brought to you by Omen by HP, Zowie by BenQ and HyperX, and of course organized by Nordwind Gaming. And welcome everybody joining us on the Facebook page of ESL India and the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India Premiership. Welcome one, welcome all. Now we're already going on with the Phase 2, we've gotten done with the Phase 1 and we've had some new entrants. I've informed you guys about this, and today we have some really good set of matches, so let's quickly head on into the schedule and see what it holds for us today. Alright, talking about the schedule first. So coming up first is Clash Royale as usual, business as usual, ladies and gentlemen. We have Mrinmoy, Lakhar facing off against Tahir, Devilstwin, Shariff. Now people who remember these two people would also remember them from IGS and the previous Masters, that is Masters 2016. Both of them pretty solid players. And of course we have one more game happening off stream between Deepak Mehta and Hasib Nazir. Remember people, Hasib Nazir is that one name which stood undefeated in the Phase 1, and now this lad intends to do the same in Phase 2. Will Mehudi be able to topple Hasib? Who knows? But we'll definitely update you with the score as and when the match finishes. This is the best 5 Clash Royales. Now moving on, we have Dota 2 coming in at 7 PM IST. We have Team Buriza facing off against Aggressive 5. Pretty tight match. We presume this is going to be because Buriza's made its way from the Challenger League. They got upvoted, they got promoted into the Master League, and now they are going to face the big boys here because that's what the Masters League has. All the big guns and the artillery. Now we have another game happening off stream between Go Figure and Stand 5. Another game which is supposed to be tight. We will keep updating you with the scores as and when we get the regular update. Now moving on to the last, but efficiently speaking not the least, we have Counter-Strike Global Offensive happening between two amazing teams on stream for your entertainment. We have Team SemperX going against JMD Gaming. Again, the same old story. Like I said, just like in Dota 2, JMD Gaming has made its way from the Challenger League, fought their way through thick and thin, and now they're a part of the Big Boys League, and they're going to face off against Mythil F and Gang. Will they be able to withstand the pressure, or will they not? We'll find out when we get a Counter-Strike Global Offensive towards 9 PM later, rather 8 PM now this time. Now moving on, let's take a look at the standings of Clash Royale Masters League while we're at it. Alright, talking about the Clash Royale Masters League standing, as you can see, Mrin Lakhar stays on the number 1 position with 3 points in his kitty, 2 matches played out of which 1 is a loss, whereas Hasib Iqbal Nazir is on the 2nd position, 1 game played, that too a victory. The guy is just repeating history phase by phase as and when they happen. Now Ruben Dicunia stands on the 3rd position with 2 games played, 3 points in his kitty, 1 of the games is a loss. Now in the 4th position we have Tahir, Devilstwin, Shariff with 3 points in his kitty, 2 games played, same story as Ruben, 1 game win and 1 game loss. Jimit Bhatt has something similar to say. He stands in the 5th position, 3 points, 2 matches played, 1 win, 1 loss. Now we have Prashant PP Pandey with 3 points, 1 match played, and that too a victory. Now Deepak Mehta has 3 points in his kitty. He's played 3 matches out of which 2 are registered losses. Will he be able to recover? Well, we'll find out throughout the course of the Phase 2 as and when his games happen. Now Vikram Asopa is yet to break even with any points. He's played 1 match and that too ended in a loss. Now moving on to the Clash Royale Challenger League, we have George 759 Varghese standing on the 1st position with 3 points in his kitty, 1 match played, definitely a victory. Now Jatin JB Bagoria stands in the 2nd position because right now he hasn't had a game, so definitely he's unranked as of now, but he's in the 2nd position because coming in right after him is Siddharth Lightyagami Yadav, who's got 0 points against him. That's also because he's lost one game out of the only game he's played, he's lost that. And moving on, we have Arpan Christian on the 4th position. We have Sahil SK47007 Kalsotra on the 5th position. We have Vivek Akrit Gore in the 6th position. We have Rishik Risk Ramana in the 7th position. And we have Shubham Eagle Eye Nalpe in the 8th position. Remember, people, the 7th and 8th position is getting filled by these two people because these guys got relegated back in phase 1 ending when the playoffs were happening between the Masters versus the Challengers. Now we have a game happening between two very interesting peeps here. When I'm talking about the best of 5 of Clash Royale here. Now in Clash Royale, we're going to have some amazing players facing off against each other in this best of 5. Now Tahir Devilstwin Shariff versus Mrinmoy Lakhar is going to happen. Now Tahir is from Bangalore. He's been playing the game since it released last year. He's a final year BBA student and regards himself as the best PvP player in the country. Now, if you guys remember, he stood 3rd in the summer season phase 1 of the ESL India Premiership 2017. And talking about his opponent, a Guwahati-based player, a top-seeded Clash Royale player. He's held a top position in the global rankings of Clash Royale. He was a winner at the 2016 Masters of ESL India Premiership. And surprisingly, he's standing 2nd place in the ESL India Premiership 2017 Clash Royale Summer Season Master League Phase 1 after he faced his only loss against Hasib Nazir. Now, he plans to dominate this phase with a 7 out of 7 win streak, which has already been in that jeopardy phase because he's already suffered 1 loss, so he can't have that clean victory slate. So it's gonna be Tahir Devilstwin Shariff versus Mrin Lakhar, people. This is gonna be some intense match. It's like that typical derby between two people, two teams, just like it happens in football. This is the derby of Clash Royale. Tahir versus Mrinmoy, people. This is the ESL India Premiership 2017 Phase 2 of the summer season.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership's daily stream. Today is day 5 of the summer season's phase 2. And as usual, we're going to be watching some Clash Royale the first thing today. So today we have Devilstwin versus Mrin. Mrinmoy Lakhar. And this is Manoj Super Gola. And with me is Shaurya, Dominant Recluse Mittal. Say hi, Shaurya.
How are you? So we do have Mrin versus Devilstwin today. They both have played 3 matches. Both have won 2 of them. So they seem to be on even footing. We are seeing. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. We were talking about some time back. The tornado, right? He was played. It was played on the Hog, and that activated Mrin's King Tower. So he's going to have a much easier time defending Devilstwin's pushes because the King Tower is going to put out a good amount of damage.
And Mrin never fails to activate his King Tower given the chance, man. His tornadoes are always on point. I really did he have a lot of trouble dealing with a bandit the last time he played against a bandit, or was it just my imagination?
So this is actually the first game that I'm seeing a bandit in. I haven't seen an ESL game till now with a bandit. Although we are seeing that Mrin has got like he's got a good damage off on the tower. The tower's already at 1000 HP. So
I don't know, man. So Devilstwin's one tower is at 1128 HP, but look at both of Mrin's towers. Both have been chipped very well.
Yes, but that's never good in a competitive game. In a competitive game, I mean, in general, you never want to split your damage, right? You always want to focus your damage on one tower. So then after that falls, then you can focus on the other tower.
But what if now Devilstone has the advantage, right? It's the last minute double elixir time. Where is he going to put the hog? He can. Looking at the cards themselves, looks like Devilstone has a lower cost deck than Mrin, so he will be able to cycle faster.
Sort of a cycle deck. They both are running lightning. So Mrin is playing the same. Okay, Mrin is not playing the same deck. In fact, Mrin is also running a hog. I think this is basically a similar deck as to what Mrin has been playing, but Mrin has traditionally been running the giant instead of the hog, I believe. Mrin has almost got that tower down, so the tower is going to fall to a lightning. And see, you can see again, right? Devilstwin is now focusing all of his efforts onto that one tower. That was really good tornado, right? It helped the skeletons essentially finish off the hog. There's not much Devilstwin can do right now to win this game. All Mrin needs to do is cycle back to his lightning, and the game is done. And that's it. That's the game, guys. A fantastic play coming out by Mrin right there.
So Mrin has chopped the game number 1, putting his score on the board at 1-0. Well, this is the best of 5. I'm not saying Devilstone can't come back, but looking at the gameplay right there, Devilstone is going to find it hard to come back.
Yeah, so our viewers don't actually know this, right? But Devilstwin is actually sitting at about 4.6k trophies, which is pretty high, and Mrin's only at 4k. So looking at those standings, it would seem that Devilstwin is the better ladder player. But Mrin has been performing really well in these ESL matches.
True, that is true. And it's not like we are a stranger to that fact, right? He has been with us at the ESL for a long time. He's been with us in other events too. We've seen him perform. We know what he can do. We just have the higher than normal expectations from him. That's the only issue I see.
That's what I think. Mrin just sort of had a cold start, so to speak. This Masters, because the last match Mrin did win 3-0. He just completely bowled over his opponent.
That is true. Okay, so
game 2.
We are going to game 2. The players are ready to go at each other. So jumping in, let's hope the players have changed their decks. Otherwise, I have a mouthful to speak to them later after the match. And Devilstone just puts down his hog.
So Mrin has changed his deck, but Devilstwin has not. Oh my god, and that hog, that was perfectly answered with one Ewiz and one Ice Spirit right there. So we are seeing the Bandit again. I don't think the Bandit worked too well for Devilstwin last game also. I guess he's just trying to he's trying to make that card work. Although I haven't seen too many good decks run with Bandit actually, especially not in ESL. Okay, so Mrin seems to be playing the graveyard deck.
Bandit is a very, very gimmicky card. I wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I completely agree with that. Oh, we have the poison as well. So he's playing a graveyard poison deck with a giant. That's quite an interesting deck.
Isn't this the deck he wiped the floor with Mehudi with?
I don't believe he was running poison that game.
He was. Right? That's how he got tower kills. That's how he brought the crown towers down.
Okay, but I'm actually happier because the deck Mrin is playing, right? That's actually one of the most highly played competitive decks right now, and it is a deck that's seeing a lot of success.
Right, at
And we
what
do see
skill
some
bracket?
cheers. No, I'm
I
talking
see
about the
that.
highest. No, no, I'm talking about the highest levels of play. The poison graveyard deck is really been doing well. I'm talking about globally, like some of the top tournaments going on. It's been doing pretty well. Just before this, we did see Devilstwin answer that Evis very well with the lightning, with the skeletons. Even though the skeletons did fall, the Evis could not even get a hit on the turn. So this hawk could be potentially problematic. Mrin has okay, so Mrin is playing. I think Mrin is just playing really smart because he has been saving his Ice Spirit and Skellies just for the hawk. The moment the hawk comes, all Mrin does is he plays Ice Spirits and then he plays the Skellies, and they deal with the hawk really well. That was a
He has
good.
quite a few answers to the hog. Like there is no way with Devilstone can outcycle whatever Mrin has because a lot of what Mrin has counters the hog.
So we haven't even seen two of Devilstwins's cards. What do you think he's running? Oh
I'm gonna say
man.
lightning, right? Like it should be lightning.
I'm not sure actually. What does he run a lightning for? It's not like he particularly dies to an Inferno Tower, right? He could be running a lightning definitely, but I'm not sure. I actually think
One
I
is a
like
tornado.
arrows more. I
He
like
just removed
arrows
one.
more in this deck. Yeah, yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. I see that. And the tower is going to fall to the poison. I think the baby dragon is gonna fall as well. So this is really good play
I
coming
don't think
out by
we'll
Brain.
be. Yeah, I don't think we'll be finding out what that eighth guy here.
Mrin actually just played this game really well. See, the Hog, I don't think the Hog has gotten more than like 3 hits off on Mrin's star at all. That was just
True, true.
fantastic play by Mrin. So even earlier, so, right, when Mrin was hitting the tower with the poison and the graveyard, generally you expect like players to not focus on their side so much. But so Devilstone did try to sort of launch like a sneaky counter attack with the bandit and the hog, but Mrin was absolutely waiting for that, right? He played the ice
Oh yes,
spirits, he played the
he was
skellies.
ready. His fingers were just like hovering millimeters off the screen, ready to place the counters down.
Yeah, absolutely. But that was fantastic play, I think, by
Right.
Mrin. He's taken game two, and we might be seeing another 3-0.
On the note of things being fantastic, I want to like say hi to our fantastic sponsors right there. That's Omen by HP, Zoe by BenQ, and HyperX. So thank you guys for helping us at Nordwind Gaming bring this ESL India Premiership to all the gamers in India. And without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. And thank you to the viewers for keeping on supporting us and watching our streams, giving us feedback. Please do more. Please follow us on our social media. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Write to us, comments, whatever, man. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what makes you tick. We want to hear what makes you happy so that we can improve ourselves. And so that was quite a mouthful, wasn't it, Shaurya?
That really was. I mean, this is like this is the standard shout out, sellout face that we
See,
still would do.
that's the thing, right? You would think it is allowed, but this is what I actually feel.
No,
Having
no,
said
of
that, like,
course. I mean, I
oh,
just feel yeah.
wait. We need to go into the game. The game has just started.
It is the third game. Rain is leading 2-0. Let's see if Devilstone can, puts okay. So Devilstone has changed his deck this time. He realized that the bandit wasn't working out. And we are going to see a new deck come out. I think Rain has got back to the deck he played in the first game. That deck was running a bowler. So he might be playing the same deck, but of course, right now we don't know too much.
It looks like
Okay, so
Devilstone
it's
is playing the same deck. Oh no,
Oh,
game.
so Devilstone is playing a lightning. Okay, so Devilstone is playing the graveyard deck this time. That Valkyrie is going to be so effective dealing with the graveyard,
And he just get hard countered by Mrin. Wow.
Yeah,
How
Mrin
does
is.
Brent do this, man? How does Brent do this? Like, how does he anticipate these card changes?
Oh, he doesn't have a good answer to the. The Goblin Gang just died to that one bowler. He couldn't get it to split properly. If he'd gotten three on each side, that might have been a different story. And so Mrin didn't do much, right? What Mrin has now played the Baby Dragon. We've in fact only seen Mrin's sixth card right now. So Mrin in fact had just played 4 cards and he got 1,000 HP off the Devilstwin Tower.
And he is in a huge elixir lead. Look at that.
Well, I mean that hog does die, but he got 1 hit off, which is not bad. The Goblin Gang is problematic. So Mrin does use the tornado counter. Now we see Mrin's deck. We still don't know Devilstwin's 8th card though.
Let's take a wild guess. I'm guessing it's going A log.
A log? Yeah, it could be a log. He does run a zap also, so I'm not sure zap tornado is required. No, no, no.
Well, I
I
guess
don't
we'll
think
find out
log.
soon enough. It's just a minute left on the normal
So this is
right
Mrin's
now.
favorite push. I feel he basically plays the hawk, he plays the bowler, and he plays the baby dragon. He's running the lightning, right? So no matter what, oh my god, did you see
Did
that
you see
Val?
that
Did
Valkyrie
you
come
see
down
that
and
Valkyrie?
did that?
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
but Mrin, my man, what a play! What a play! Uh,
fantastic play by Mrin. Oh my god, and that log, and the game is just going to Mrin. I'm calling it right now. There's no way Devilstwin is coming back from that. I mean, personally, I would just be so demoralized. Not even
you just
it's
would
not
have
even
like thrown the phone outside out the car.
hey man, phones are expensive. Okay, I would have thrown it out the car, but definitely. That was fantastic play, man. He predicted both the Goblin Gang and the Graveyard. There was just nothing Devilstwin could do.
So now all he has to do is wait out the storm, cycle into his lightning, and do it. That's it. End of story.
Yeah, yeah, that's all. Actually, yeah, the lightning is going to be enough. Although, okay, so Devilstone has gotten a lot of damage off, but that's it. This is game. Devilstone, there's not much he can do. He's desperately trying, right, to protect his star,
He
but
doesn't
one
even need a
lightning finishes
lightning.
him off. And there we have it, 3-0. Mrin is on a rampage, guys.
Mrin is back, boys and girls. This is the big boys league. Well, Devilstwin wasn't able to defeat Twin in the last phase either. It's like it's just history has repeated itself. Not saying anything to disparage Devilstwin, but man, you need to step your game up. Mrin has just proved how much of a baller he is with his amazing gameplay, and he showed us what it takes to deserve a spot in the Masters League.
Absolutely, that was just fantastic and clean play coming out by Mrin. Like, I mean, it was just so clean. It was actually beautiful watching that. I don't think there was ever really a chance where Devil's Twin like had a clear shot at victory. It
Never,
was
man.
just
Not with
Mrin's
the
game.
clinical question. Not with the clinical question that he's placed his Valkyrie even before the
I
graveyard. That
know
was
that play was just like that play was beautiful. That Val coming down on the graveyard was. I mean, I knew then that was Mrin's game to win.
okay. So that was an exciting few games today. So thank you guys for watching. This has been the ESL India Premiership. This is Manoj Supergola. With me was
Sure, I dominated Clues Kumar, guys.
so
Thanks for
so
watching,
guys stay tuned. There's some more amazing Dota 2 right
as
after
well as
this.
CSGO coming up.
Yeah. And to tell you more about it, I'm gonna hand this off to our host, Vagish. Take it away.
Back again with the action only here on the day 5 of the ESL India Premiership 2017 summer season. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX and Zowie by BenQ, and of course organized by Norton Gaming. What a defining match this was. Very well done, Mrin, and thanks a lot Manoj Supergola for casting throughout that game. It was amazing the way we saw Mrin literally anticipate his opposition's move. No wonder he is like seeded globally. Well done, lad, well done. And of course, hard luck, Devilstwin. Maybe you can make a comeback later on in the phase. Now, moving on, people, once again, let me take this opportunity to welcome everybody joining us on the Facebook page of ESL India and the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India Premiership. Welcome one, welcome all. Because you've joined in just about now, you just missed the best of 5 of Clash Royale between Mrinmoy, Mrin, Lakhar and Tahir, Devilstwin, Shariff. Now moving on with the day and the events, that is the games happening. We have Dota 2 lined up next, the 5v5 MOBA people. Now we have a team from the Challenger League which has been upgraded into the Masters League. The team's name is Team Buriza and they are facing off against Pasola and Gang, Aggressive 5. But before we head on into these teams, let's quickly take a look at the Dota 2 standings in the Masters League. Alright, talking about the Dota 2 Masters League, the standings are pretty much clear. Now, Entity Gaming now has got 9 points in its kitty, 3 matches played, all 3 some amazing victories. Now, Go Figure Red stands on the second position with 2 matches played, out of which they've secured 6 points because both of these matches were victories for them. Now, Aggressive 5 is trailing behind in the third position and they're itching to have a go for the second place and tie in there because right now they're standing at the third position with 3 points, 1 match played, and that too a victory. Now, Team Buriza follows Aggressive 5 on the fourth position because they've got 3 points, they played 2 matches and one of them is a loss. So let's take that into consideration that they already have faulted once at the fact that they don't have a clean slate right now in the Masters League. Now, following Buriza, we have the Nepali team, 3 cheers for Divine Ascension, falling in the 5th position. They have 0 points in their name because they played 3 matches and all 3 of them were losses. A very different side of this team from the phase 1 of what we saw. Now, 4 Miracle follows this home team on the 6th position. In the 6th position, they have 0 points. They have played 1 match and that too a loss. Now the Council is yet to play a match. They are on the 7th position, whereas Stand-in 5 is the team which is right now on the bottommost rung of this Masters League table because they played 2 matches and they've got 0 points because both of these 2 matches were losses. Now quickly, while we're at it, let's also take a look in the Dota 2 Challenger League standings. We have Goal Line Gaming here with 9 points to the name. They've got 3 matches played and all 3 of them are victories. It's a Pakistani team and they are closely followed by Team Relax here with 3 points to their name out of the 1 match which they've played because that was a victory. Now Team XRG follows in the 3rd position with 2 matches to their names out of which 1 is a loss and they have secured 3 points. And White Unicorn stands in the 4th position without breaking even into any points so far. Now going down in the list, we have Exotic Nexus at 0 points because 1 match played, it was a loss. We have Rum with Coke in the 6th position, 3 matches played, all 3 losses, hence 0 points. And Kuroko no Dodo are yet to break even. They are a team relegated from the Masters League. And then we have South Indian Rejects, again yet to break even in this Challenger League standings. Now quickly, let's take a look at the teams that are having a go at each other today. So alright, we have 2 amazing teams like I kept on saying now. Aggressive 5. What do we say about this team? They had a pretty crazy show in the phase 1 of the ESL India Premiership 2017. The summer season, phase 1 is what I'm talking about. People who witnessed the phase 1 know that this team is literally aggressive when it comes to fighting for what they hold valuable to themselves. That's Dota 2. Now, this is a Mumbai-based team. They feature many prolific names in the Indian Dota 2 scene, such as Dwanit Negi. They have Prasad Batosai Nalavde. They have Shahbaz Pinkman Hussain, and they are led by none other than Onkar Pasol Urankar. Now, the team also boasts of Pedalauto Paddling Nagi, one of the few Indian players to feature on the global Dota 2 leaderboards. That's a very big plus to have in your team. They were placed second in the summer season Phase 1 Master League ranking, people, and they look forward to continue their winning streak in this phase. But facing them in this game is Team Buriza now. Now, they've already lost one game, so they can't have a clean slate victory, but they're a Hyderabad-based team. They're led by Gauram Helmji Anand, and they've put up many strong performances in the Dota 2 Challenger League without any doubt. That's why they are placed in the Big Boys League now, because they got promoted and they were placed second in the recent summer season Phase 1 Challenger League. That's how they defeated the lower rungs of Masters League and made a place for themselves there. They're currently placed fourth in the Masters League, currently in the Phase 2, and right now they're itching to have a go against their opposition, Aggressive 5. Will they prevail? Will Team Buriza prevail, or will Aggressive 5 take home the glory? We'll find out when the game begins. So quickly, latch onto your seats, sit tightly there, because this is going to be some fun-filled, action-packed game of Dota 2, only on the ESL India Premiership 2017.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. This is the Masters League, and we've got Aggressive 5 on the Radiant facing opposite Team Buriza on the Tahir. Aggressive 5, if they do end up winning this game, they will tie at second place with Go Figure Red. And Team Buriza, if they end up winning this game, they'll tie at third place with Aggressive 5. So a lot at stake, and Aggressive 5, they're not fooling around. They are banning out the Phoenix, which is one of Unimax's go-to heroes on the side of Team Buriza. I don't see his name, but if I'm not mistaken, Easy is Unimax. And Team Buriza, they've been switching things up. Helm, who is the captain and the drafter, usually goes to the offlane, but it seems like he's playing the fourth position now, and Easy does good into the offlane. Aggressive 5, they've had some hard luck in another Indian tournament, but hopefully they come back renewed, because the ESL India Premiership, it is the big tournament. It is one that's going to culminate in the LAN sometime soon as well. And they're banning out both the Warlock as well as the Phoenix. First pick does go to Aggressive 5. And if Team Buriza doesn't take out the Legion Commander, it is something they could consider for Batosai on the side of Aggressive 5. Yeah, the Legion Commander does get banned by Team Buriza. Aggressive 5 could pick up the Abaddon if they want to, one of the strong offlaners of this patch, but they're going to go with the Magnus. And this could mean that Team Buriza might pick up the Juggernaut themselves, or pick up something that can deal with the Juggernaut. Axe is one of those heroes that does do rather well versus the Juggernaut, but unfortunately Team Buriza banned it out themselves. You could also do something like a Rubik, with the hope that one day you steal RP and land a good RP on your opponents. So that is an option for Team Buriza, but they're going to go with the Darks here. And they'll pick up the Silencer. I mean, Silencer is good versus the Magnus. You could hope to use the Global Silence and make sure that he doesn't get off his RP. And there have been a couple of buffs to Silencer in 7.06. His glaives do 100% more damage to a unit that's been silenced. So with the last word or with the global silence, he can silence someone and do 100% more damage with those glaives. It's also tempting to pick up something like the Puck or the Earth Spirit, both heroes that do apply silence themselves and just amp up the damage coming up from the silencer. So they got their babysitting support in the form of the silencer, who's mostly going to be babysitting the safe laner. They could do well to pick up a roaming Earth Spirit and just buff up the damage coming in from the glaives with the geomagnetic grip. Aggressive fire, they're going to pick up the Juggernaut. No second thoughts there. Magnus plus Juggernaut is, yeah, I mean, it's a classic, right? It's like Malay ice cream with mangoes in the summer. You just don't go wrong with it. And with the changes to the jungle, Juggernaut only benefits that much more from the Empower coming up from the Magnus. Next set of bans are going to ban out the Disruptor, which is something Pasol does play to great effect. It is one of his strongest supports, and yeah, I mean, Pasol's good at it. It's also something that Team Buriza could have picked up, considering that they did have first pick after the set of bans, but they're not taking the chances. Aggressify, they're going to ban out the Kunkka. Kunkka did have a couple of significant changes to him in 7.05. Your boat is going to land exactly where you end up clicking. It doesn't require you to position yourself just to make sure that your boat lands where you want it to. That being one of the most significant changes to Kunkka. And Night Stalker gets banned out. Night Stalker is getting a lot of love in the Indian scene. And I do like that hero. I mean, the silence is good. Coupled up with the damage coming out from the silencer with his glaives, there is potent early game damage coming out from both the silencer and the Night Stalker. More than that, it's also the vision he provides with his axe, and that would pretty much allow Team Buriza to dodge an RP, or at least spread out in case Magnus is positioning himself for an RP. That unobstructed night vision is a big bane to play against, especially when you're a Magnus. Also, there's that small change to Hunter in the night, which gives him 2 seconds of flying movement. So he can dive you through a cliff, or he can even just use it defensively and disengage from the fight. Okay. So yeah, that pretty much explains the Night Stalker ban to me. I mean, a lot of Indian teams have been playing him a fair bit. Team Buriza, they're going to go with the Slada as their roaming fourth. And yeah, good initiation. And could have the Darks here follow up to the Slada. It seems like Aggressive 5 are going to pick up the Vengeful Spirit for Pasol. He's been absolutely selfless with this hero. Some of his swaps, just to make sure that his teammates stay alive, have been absolutely spot on, and he's been doing his best to keep his cores alive and healthy in the respective fights. Team Buriza, they're going to pick up the Sven here. This draft progressing at a rapid pace, and Sven, he's one of those that does farm rather effectively with the new changes to the jungle. There's also that change to God Strength, where it makes you more tanky as well, rather than just giving you a ridiculous amount of damage. And yeah, Team Buriza, they are known to stack the jungle, often stack those ancients, and Aggressive 5 will be looking for a good roaming fourth that can try and contest the jungle early on. I wouldn't mind a Monkey King, but yeah, I haven't seen a single Monkey King game in 7.06. Alternatively, for roaming supports, you could pick up something like the Dream Protector. That living armor is always nice when you're up against a Slada. Aggressive 5 looking for a roaming fourth here. My bad. The train's been banned out actually by Team Buriza. Completely missed that. They do like to give Pinkman the Tusk. Also, Earthshaker's been getting a fair amount of play in 7.06. We have seen roaming Clockwork as well as roaming Doom. Both VP and IG like to pick up those heroes. What else? I mean, there have been a few changes to Monkey King. And primarily, I guess the biggest change is Wukong's command doesn't give you extra damage. It instead gives you extra armor. So you're going to be standing a little bit longer in Wukong's command. And also those monkeys that you summon in Wukong's command can no longer proc bash coming up from your Skull Basher. So those are two of the biggest changes. They no more get the effects of the items that you pick up on your Monkey King itself. And then it makes you wonder, how do you itemize on the Monkey King? A lot of theories have been floating around, some suggesting the Rod of Atos, some even suggesting the Mask of Madness. But yeah, it seems like it's going to be a while before we see Monkey King get picked up again. Ogre going to be banned out from Team Buriza, just to make sure that their mid laner has a better time. And sticking in the mid laner, Negi is going to be playing that Shadow Fiend. Do Team Buriza punish this pickup and go for something like the TA? With the minus armor coming out from the corrosive haze from the Sludite would be a decent pickup. Or they could just go for the Clown K favorite, which is the Storm Spirit. Last pick for Aggressive 5, looking for a roaming support, very few options. The Ogre's been banned out. A lot of focus on foes being banned out in the entire draft really limits the options that Aggressive 5 can work with. What have you got? You got Monkey King, but I don't think Pinkman plays much of a Monkey King. You got Tusk. The sigil is not too bad versus the Sven. It's going to be the Lich. Does Frost Nova apply root now? Okay, no, it's not a root. Frost Blast, excuse me. Sacrifice doesn't count as a deny. So you're not getting that EXP that you would from a deny, but you are for all purposes taking away a range creep from the enemy mid laner. So a little less EXP for him to work with. And yeah, it's going to be the patented Clown K Storm Spirit. Team Buriza. They pretty much got what they wanted here. Dinu did play the Sven rather effectively early on yesterday. And yeah, it's going to be Clown K and the Storm Spirit. So easy is actually 420. And he used to play in the safe lane earlier on, and now he's gone to the off lane. We've got Dinu on the safe lane with this one. So Team Buriza, they've not only changed positions, but they've also changed their names, making life even more difficult for me. Both teams, decent draft coming out from them. Remains to be seen what can be done though with the Lich. There is that possibility of a highlight reel with an RP into a Chain Frost, but we'll have to wait and see if Aggressive can pull that off. Got a fair amount of team fight, and also scale reasonably well. I mean, the Juggernaut should be able to deal with the Sven. And now we see Battle Pass levels. Everybody, pretty much everybody on the side of Aggressive 5 has their Battle Pass. Okay, quick, got the hotkeys running, and we're good to go. Mid lane, Slardar drops down this aggressive ward. Aggressive 5 have not made any early smoke rotations except for this one offensive ward that looks at the dire off lane. Shadow Fiend versus Storm. I think Shadow Fiend should be fine, especially with the Lich coming in and denying a little bit of EXP from Clown K. But Team Buriza, they're all about taking it slow in the early game and waiting for the mid game to click in, which is when they retreat into the jungles and catch up with some farm. It's also a lot to do with the kind of vision that Venom does provide his team. He makes sure that his team have the vision advantage in the mid game, which lets them farm as well as look for crucial kills. While Aggressive 5 on the other side, I mean, their playstyle is all about ganking early on, getting kills and transitioning that into towers. Venom starts out with the boots, so we'll be looking to make those aggressive plays early on. Maybe even onto Negi, who's got nothing to really help him out with movement speed just yet. Are we seeing the deny or the sacrifice rather from Lich in the mid lane? I think we are. Yep. Better block going in favor of Negi. But yeah, it means that the Radiant Wave is going to push rather quickly. Pinkman along with paddling, they do have kill potential, but I guess the Darkseid can just pop his surge and get out of there if he needs to. Once he hits level 2, and that's going to be what's really going to make the difference for him. And he's doing rather fine. Buriza starting items, he's got a lot of consumables, wants to stay in lane, and should be able to with Pasol helping him out on the Lich. So they're running a dual lane of sorts, which should be fine for Buriza. And should keep the silencer rather busy as well when you're tending to a dual lane. Mid lane, Negi not doing too bad. He's level 2. But Clown K is keeping up with him, if not pulling ahead. Top lane, looks like we have a little bit of action. Helm GA dropping low, eats the tango, stays alive. And Buriza pushed to pop a salve of his own. Puts a point in the skewer. No vision to work with for Negi. The Dire already starting off with the better vision game. So the problem that I've noticed with Aggressive 5 from time to time is they have the early game that they're looking for, but they struggle a fair bit when it comes to ending the game. That shouldn't be a problem with them for this game because they've got the healing ward from the Juggernaut. They've got Vengeful Spirit with the Aura, and Shadow Fiend with that increased range talent should do rather well when it comes to taking down towers. And it looks like Aggressive 5 are off to the better start. They even did score an early kill on the enemy safe laner. It's not something Dino would be too proud about. A little bit of stacking going on in the jungle for Sven to catch up if need be. And with the change to shrines, it's almost like you need to babysit your offlaner now till the 5-minute mark, till the shrines come online. CS looking good for Negi there in the mid lane. He's sitting at 15 CS, and the 7 denies are also rather crucial. And it shows the Shadow Fiend is level 4 on the way to level 5, and Clown K is still searching for his level 4. But yeah, Clown K as a Storm Spirit, it's never above the laning phase for him. Meanwhile, Team Buriza, they've caught Buriza. He pops the Fairy Fire and skewers to the low ground. He's going to be fine. Nothing to hold him in place. The crush was on cooldown. He's got no shrine, so might have to make a base trip there. Yeah, Clown K, he's never about winning the lane. I mean, what he likes to do is just stay alive, maybe hope to get 6 in lane as soon as possible and move into the jungle. He has a double stack to start off with. His shrine's going to be coming online in a bit. And this is classic Clown K. I'll go to the jungle, I'll farm in the jungle. Aggressive, I would like to see them contest the jungle early on. Pinkman, he's been rather quiet, but he's picked up the boots, and with an arcane drone, should be looking to make a couple of plays. Meanwhile, they've got Helmg out of position. The skewers there, only dragging him further away from the lich. A couple of auto attacks, no shrine just yet, but they're not going to give chase. Might just push the silence all the way back to lane. Helmg can do a quick stack here. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's a quick kill coming out from Negi. Apologies for that, folks. Top lane, and they want to bring down Dinu. Not going to be that easy, actually. So Silence has made a base trip, while Easy on the dark side, he's being body blocked by Pinkman. Magic Missile number 2, and should be able to bring down the dark side. Pinkman making quick progress into the enemy jungle. Venom with the crush, no bash. Pinkman says, thank you very much. I'm just going to TP out from your face. And secures a kill on the enemy offlaner all by himself and gets the hell out of there. Top lane, we've got a Frost Blast onto Dino. Aggressify making small victories in the early game, bringing down the Darkseer, getting a kill on the Slada, and Negi. He's winning the mid lane matchup rather convincingly. Sitting at the top of the net worth, and paddling, he always does well on the safe lane. One of the more reliable cores on the Indian scene. Varusai picks up an Orb of Venom. Interesting pickup. Don't see too much on the Magnus these days. But yeah, classic Clown K moves into the jungle, scrapes by, tries his best to hit level 6. And he's going to be looking to make more happen across the map once he picks up his Soul Ring and his Threads, or maybe even the Arcane Boots. But this is a free lane for Negi on the Shadow Fiend, and you do not want to be giving a Shadow Fiend a free lane. He flash farms, he applies pressure, and he can even do a fairly good job at bringing down the enemy tower. Negi picks up the Invis Rune, does know that Clown K is in the jungle. Barosai is stealing the enemy stack. It's not going to be that easy though. But Negi and Pinkman making their way. LMGA turns around with the Arcane Curse and might just end up going down here. Picks up the Bounty Rune. We've got one race coming out from Negi. It's a quick kill for the Shadow Fiend, and that's a nice stack as well. This is like one of those days when you order Domino's and you actually get something free instead. Doesn't happen too often. But all this is space for Clown K. He's going to try and farm in the mid lane. But quick rotation coming out from Pinkman. Should at least pressure Clown K out of the lane. He's got the infused raindrop, so he's going to be fine. Can even turn around and try and bring down Pinkman. But he's not going to. Meanwhile, we see the first rotation coming out from Team Buriza. They want to bring down paddling. They've dropped an odd observer here. It looks at the stack as well as pulls. The scan will clip. So Aggressify do know what's up. Paddling has gone for the Iron Talon first. Looking to catch up in the jungle even quicker. 4-0 is the score. Aggressify, they're winning the laning phase. Can they transition this into objectives? And Negi, he's hunting deep for kills. He's sitting at a good 2k gold and is building into the shadow plane. Even snipes a courier. Jesus. But this is Team Buriza. I mean, they are known to be rather quiet and silent in the early game, but the mid game is where things really start to turn for them. The problem is Sven isn't doing as well as he should be doing. Juggernaut seems to be doing a whole lot better. And this could even mean an early pickup on the Sven. Raise number 1, Dinu turns around with the stun, pops the Walker Eye, running towards the shrine. Raise number 2 will miss, and Dinu is safe. But that shrine used it for the mid laner. Can Team Buriza try and turn this around into a quick kill? Negi hanging around with a lot of gold. Dinu walks in with the Stormhammer. We got a crush onto 2, a static remnant onto 2, but the Chain Frost doing a whole lot of damage. And with the Requiem Souls coming out from Negi, it's a quick double kill. Team Buriza, they stuck together, and that was the death of them. Pascal says, thank you very much. I'm just going to drop the Chain Frost and pick up a quick double kill. And poor as poor can be, sitting with the smoke of deceit. Aggressive 5 though. When do they try and start converting this early game advantage into towers? Paddling, he's already pushing out the enemy off lane there. A little bit of dewarding coming out from Team Buriza, which I do like. They're trying to take control back of their own jungle, which is what they are known to do. Play a rather passive game, hang around in the jungle, and claw their way back in the mid game. But Paddling, he's taking away valuable real estate here for Team Buriza. And the push just keeps on coming. Pinkman even has a medallion early on. Aggressive 5, they're all by themselves. Paddling jumps in with the Omni Slash, should get the kill. The vacuum was thrown out by Easy, but it doesn't amount to much. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Negi scores a quick kill himself. Action in the top lane, we got the last word coming out from Helm, but he might just end up going down. One crit really does a whole lot of work there against a Silencer who has nothing but a smoke of deceit. But he does manage to buy his boots before dying though. Aggressive 5. They're just going to continue punishing Buriza for their rather weak laning phase. I mean, they take down the mid tower. Negi has a completed Shadow Blade and is building towards an Orchid. That could be one way of dealing with the Storm Spirit. Get that early Orchid, forcing Clown K to build into a Linkens as soon as possible. And Clown K is not noticed this just yet. I mean, he's queued up the Soul Booster. And is going for the good old Bloodstone. So it's going to be a while before he can escape from that Orchid. But yeah, Negi, he's making decent progress towards it, but it might just give Storm enough time to catch up. Venom trying to get some vision back for a squad. Meanwhile, we got the Requiem of Souls unloaded. It's an unstoppable Negi. It looks like Clown K wants to put an end to this. Even the neutrals trying their best to help him out. Negi dropping low. There's a huge bounty on his head. The swap is there from Pinkman, keeping Negi alive. A magic missile on a Venom. And Pinkman says, I'll die for you, my friend. Negi, thinking of turning around, shouldn't actually. And it looks like he's going to make a clean escape. While Pinkman, he's just gone AFK, gives up his killing spree. But all this is space for Aggressive 5 to take down the Dire safe lane tower. Now, even Sven wants a jungle as well as the Storm Spirit. Sven, he's not got any ancient stacks just yet. So there's no way for him to quickly catch up in terms of farm. Paddling, not a fear in the world. I am curious if he could choose a less conventional item choice here. I guess the Manta is always safe. And yeah, it looks like it's Aggressive 5 who are farming the jungle a whole lot more efficiently. Barosai getting closer and closer to his Blink Dagger, has the Arcane Boots as well as the Orb of Venom. Pinkman doing a little bit of dewarding, gets the deward off, gets the magic missile on Clown K. Negi not committing. So, how long can Team Buriza hold this off? I mean, they're losing towers across the map. They're trying to bring down the Magnus. In fact, it's the Magnus as well as the Juggernaut to end up taking down Dinu. All their cores are horribly underfarmed. I'm going to drop down the scoreboard here, and you can take a look at items. None of them have any item that's going to have an impact in team fight or even defend towers. The Darks here, nothing like a mech or even a blink to help him out with positioning. Paddling, taking away the tier 2 in the top lane, while Buriza, well, they managed to clear the creep wave and they hold the push for the time being, but that was just a Shadow Fiend, a Lich, and a Vengeful Spirit. Lich also making decent progress towards his Glimmer Cape. So there is that potential to keep his teammates alive. I'd really like to see Buriza pop a smoke with some dust and look for a pick off on Negi. This dire ward, I think it did spot out the Lich. Okay, anyways, they popped the smoke. They might end up getting a kill on the Lich. It's going to be hard. Clown K needs to do some serious work here. They're moving into the enemy jungle while Aggressive 5 are walking into the Rosh pit. Good aggressive ward coming out from Team Buriza. They're watching the end of mid tower. Clown K zips past it. Not going to find anyone just yet. And Team Buriza, it looks like they're just going to go for objectives. Venom has a sense of what's going up, walks in, the crush will miss. He's only level 4, 14 minutes in and might just end up going down. One hit is there from battling. Clown K, not sure he can do much, tries to zip in and snatch the ages, but he's not going to accomplish too much. And Team Buriza being steamrolled here, hugging the shrine. But look at this, Negi with the Empower, 3 hits is all it took. And the silencer was gone for. 14 minutes in, haven't yet seen a global silence just yet. But I'm not sure it's going to do too much to help Team Buriza. And they're moving on to the mid tier 2. Team Buriza, a 14,000 net worth deficit between them and Aggressive 5. They need some kills and they're starting to look desperate. They're moving on to the Vengeful Spirit. The reverse polarity wasn't there in time. Barosai still has it. And it looks like everybody from the side of Team Buriza are just going to tuck tail and run. They're still holding on to the mid tower, but Aggressive 5, they're fighting with an Aegis. And Aegis on Negi. I like the Orchid pickup, but a BKB would probably make Aggressive 5's high ground taking capabilities a whole lot better. It looks like they don't even need the BKB. Baroside jumps in, will miss the skewer. Easy, what's he looking to do here? Clown K just zipping back and forth. Elsewhere, I hear Dinu coming back in. He's popped the Godstrand. He's got the Mask of Madness. We see a global silence being dropped. Dinu not hitting anyone with the Iron Shell, trying to do work. Ends up falling to the Magic Missile as well as the Chain Frost. They're hugging the Shrine. But A5, not a care in the world. They're moving on to the objectives. And Paddling will take down the mid tier 3. 15-1 is the score. And the only kill the Team Buriza got was on the Vengeful Spirit. Baroside jumps in. Doesn't manage to skewer anyone back. He's just going to walk out of there. This is going to be a lane of frags if nothing else. Pinkman, even with the swap, the Requiem being dropped here. And here comes the glyph from Team Buriza. They want to hold on to the structures. Negi walks in. He's got the Aegis. One hit on MGA. And he's just going to back out for the time being. Team Buriza, they need to get some vision and hopefully pray that they can find a pick-off. One kill on Negi could mean a lot of gold for them, or even on Paddling. If I'm not mistaken, the goal you get per kill is 50 plus net worth divided by 40. So what's the Juggernaut's net worth? That's 8,000. 50 plus 8,000 divided by 40, which is... Damn, my math is bad, but you can do it. 50 plus 8,000 divided by 40, 800 divided by 4, 200, 250, which is pretty decent at this point. Anyway, Aggressive 5, they're just going to take away the last remaining outer tower. And Team Buriza, instead of desperately trying to farm an item, they desperately need a pick-off. But Aggressive 5, they're sticking together. How are they even going to take a team fight against them? It's... I mean, at this point, Vacuum Wall is not enough. A Crush is not going to be enough either. And I don't think Clown K is outputting enough damage just yet. They've even got the Solar Crest on Pinkman. Team Buriza just sacrificing their buildings here. Looking to fight when the opportunity presents itself. Clown K, he's not coming back to help his team. They're giving up a lane of barracks. And Aggressive 5 say thank you very much. And walk out of there. Paddling has the Manta style complete. And has queued up another ultimate op. Possibly looking for the Skadi here. 15-1. A 22,000 net worth advantage to Aggressive 5. I guess this is where you need to maybe buy dust and try and punish Negi for his grade. He's playing by himself. You want to find a pick-off on him. But it looks like Negi might just end up bringing down the Darkseer, or at least push him out of the lane. Yeah, the only way I see Team Buriza coming back into this game is if they manage to bring down Negi. And that forces Aggressive Five to fight 4 versus 5. Negi in the mid lane starts off with the Orchid. This could be the kill the Team Buriza needed. Aggressive Five need to be careful. Negi still has the Aegis. Dinu has dropped really low. Can they go for round 2 and Negi? Can Aggressive Five punish them? It looks like they won. They just marched down mid. There is no Aegis for Negi though. So it's a small victory for Team Buriza. I'm going to drop down buyback status here. Because if Team Buriza need to come back in this game, it's only going to be on the back of some great buybacks and some clinical teamfight execution. They've got the global silence, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Dino is healing up in base while he's losing his tier 3 to Paddling and company here. Pinkwin, he's standing ahead. Okay. Dino, he's popped the God Strength, looking to go in. We got the Orchid already on the Darkseer. Beautiful plays coming out from Negi there. Walks in, he is going to queue up the Requiem. In fact, he doesn't even care. Moves on to the Silencer, brings him down. Elsewhere, Badosai still holding on to the RP. We've got the Requiem now. The RP still not being used by Badosai. And it looks like they don't even need it. Negi doing a whole lot of damage here. And Team Buriza, they're just going to concede. 20 minutes into the game, and Aggressive Five have stomped all over them. Fun fact though, I was watching a little bit of Star Ladder and I was seeing the exact same pattern. A lot of time pushes are paying off in 7.06 and it looks like Aggressive Five are already starting to understand them better. Anyway, that's all for the day when it comes to Dota, but do not go anywhere. We've got some Counter-Strike coming up. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Vivek. I'm from AFK Casting. See you tomorrow.
Back again with the action only here in the ESL India Premiership 2017 Summer Seasons is Phase 2. Brought to you by Omen, by HP, by HyperX, and by Zowie, by BenQ, and of course organized by Nordwind Gaming. For those joining us late, what you just missed was this absolute decimation by the hands of Aggressive Five against Team Buriza. Remember people, Team Buriza was that team which got promoted into the Masters League because of some exemplary gameplay. Turns out the big boys roughed up these guys. Well done, Buriza. I mean, it's a game, hard luck. Maybe you will fare better in the upcoming matches, but very well done, Pasol and gang. I'm very sure there's going to be some immense amount of partying happening, considering the weekend is also upon us. Now, moving on to the big boys game, as I'd like to call it every single time, people. Now we are going to head off into Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Also, let me take this opportunity to remind you that everybody watching us on the Facebook page of ESL India and the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India, where you can speak to us, you can tweet out to us using our handle at the rate ESL_India. And of course, for those who want to take a part in the ESL India Premiership 2017 summer season, well, the registrations for the final phase 3, are on. You can see the registration link on your screen. All you gotta do is follow the link, register for the games you want to play in, and boom, you're done. And for those who need to understand how the ESL India Premiership 2017 works, it's a pretty fair, simple deal. Well, basically, this time around, unlike last year, we have 3 seasons. We have summer, we have fall, we have winter. Now, each season has 3 major phases, ending in promotion and relegation in the Masters Challenger, Challenger Starter. Right now, we're ongoing with the Phase 2. Phase 1's already done. The registrations for the Phase 3 are on. So if you want to be a part of this machine called ESL India Premiership 2017, go ahead, register now. Now, moving on to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, people, some 5v5 gunslinging there. We have 2 crazy teams facing off against each other. We have JMD Gaming facing off against Mythil F and gang SemperX. You're right. So, but before we go on into the team bios, let's quickly take a look at the Masters League standing. Alright, talking about the Masters League standings for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the deal's pretty simple. Risky Gaming is on top, no surprise there, ranked number 1 currently in the standings because they play 2 matches, both of them victories, 0 losses so far. This is one machine which goes mean green unseen, if I had to quote a game, that is. But moving on, SemperX is following them closely in the 2nd position. They played 1 game. They've secured 3 points out of that game because that game was a victory for them. GMD Gaming follows on the 3rd position. They've got 3 points in their name. They played 2 matches. One of them was a victory and one of them was a loss. Now, Team Wolf has not had a good run there. They're on the 4th position. They've got 0 points out of the 2 matches they played because both of them were losses. Now, Entity Gaming stands in the 5th position. They're yet to break even in this standings list. So probably when they face off against opposition, they might be able to fare well and rise up to the top. That's Entity Gaming for you. Moving on, Trademark Gaming stands at the 6th position. They have 0 points to their name. They played 1 game and that game ended in a loss. Now, Brutality and Dead Dream are on the 7th and 8th position respectively. They're yet to break even with any points, so they are on the 7th and 8th position. Now, while we're at it, let's quickly also take a look in the Challenger League standings there for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We have Shooting Monkeys there in the 1st position, who have secured 3 points out of the 1 match they played because that match was a victory for them. We have 2 Easy Gaming in the 2nd position. They've got 1 victory out of the 1 match they played. Again, 3 points. Now, JHS is on the 3rd position. Again, the same story. 3 points to their name. 1 match played, 1 match victory. Now, Game for Glory, a team all the way from Pakistan, has 3 points to their name. They played 1 match, same story all over again. That 1 match ended in a victory for them. Now, Iyati is a team which stands in the 5th position. They played 2 matches. They got 3 points. That means they've got 1 loss registered to the name against the 1 victory they already have. Blitz Gaming stands in the 6th position. They have yet to break even in the standings of Challenger League because they are yet to face off against any opposition. Accuracy Gaming and Elements are on the 7th and 8th position respectively, where Accuracy Gaming has played 3 matches, 0 points because no matches out of those 3 were victories for them, whereas Elements played 1 match. That was a dismal show of play, ended in a loss for them, 0 points for them. Now, quickly about the teams facing off against each other today. That is SemperX and Team JMD Gaming. Now, talking about Team JMD and Team SemperX there, both of these teams, you guys must have been seeing them throughout throughout, you must have been realizing the fact that SemperX is a team not to be trifled with. They rank high up in the Masters League, and they've got Mythilef there in their roster, who is a tank when it comes to going on and bashing it and giving it to the opposition in the game. Whereas Team JMD Gaming, they have risen to the Masters League standings because they got promoted from the Challenger League. They won their playoffs, and now they're a part of the Big Boys League. And now they're also here to make a mark and make their presence felt. So will JMD succeed, or will JMD fall to the machine known as SemperX? That's for us to find out. So we'll quickly head on to the final game for the day, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, only here on the ESL India Premiership 2017 Summer Season Phase 2.
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes.
Oh no! Punch! Oh, crap!
Personalize the way you see everything. And then conquer. Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to tonight's feature presentation in Counter-Strike Global Offensive in the ESL Masters Division. And today's matchup is going to be between JMD Gaming and SemperX. Now, this map pick is rather curious because JMD Gaming allowed Cobblestone to come through, and this is SemperX's playground. I mean, this is one of their go-to map picks when they don't have, I think it's Mirage at their disposal. So I'm a little bit curious as to what game plan JMD Gaming might be going through. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like SemperX are infallible on this map. They did get beaten by Shooting Monkeys not too long ago on this very map in a best of 3. SemperX picked up Shooting Monkeys map pick, and Shooting Monkeys answered back with the win on Cobblestone, and then saw out the entire best of 3 series with the win against SemperX. But never really seen JMD play on Cobblestone, but I'm thinking they might have gone through SemperX's previous match on this very map. Might be taking a few books out of Shooting Monkeys pages. Although I am intrigued to see how it'll work out though, because Shooting Monkeys, if my memory serves me correctly, does have some of the most notorious and some of the most, well, capable aimers I have ever seen to hail from the Indian subcontinent. That being Forsaken, Markalon, Spy. These 3 guys have just some seriously nutty aim, and Revolt Beast as well as Cerebro aren't no slouches themselves. So it's going to be curious how JMD approach this map. We're still waiting for the 5th player from SemperX to join in. I think that's going to be Mythil. And take nothing away from SemperX, folks. This is their map for a reason. Hunter and Mythil, this is the map that they completely and almost always go off on. They've always registered some insane scores, and we all know that Foxy, Krish, Impale, you know, these 3 guys themselves are very capable Counter-Strike players and are capable of pulling out those huge clutch rounds themselves. Krish, in fact, having a very good game against Team Wolf yesterday on Mirage. So he might be like, I'm pretty sure he's just revving it up and, you know, rearing to go and carry on his superior and stupendous form ahead from yesterday's game. And like I said, this game, it's hangs a bit in the balance, I think, for JMD Gaming. They did win their first map against TMG, but since then they have faced off against some really tough opponents. I think they faced off against Risky on Overpass, and that was, well, that looked like Risky were on the server to just play DM or increase their map pool. Although JMD Gaming did try and mounted somewhat of a comeback on their CT side, but to be fairly honest, it was just the Risky show throughout. They never looked out of control. They never did. It actually looked like they were trying out new strats and treating it more like a scrim than a proper game of Counter-Strike. That's just risky for you guys. It's not fair to actually gauge Indian teams by the Risky benchmark, because they're just that good and they're just that, well, what's it called? Dominant. Like, the only team that can actually give them a run for their money in the current Indian scene has to be Entity Esports. I was talking to Sai and A-Star during the India Gaming Show that was held in February, and Sai let me in that the goal for them this year will be to beat Risky Gaming in a best of 3 or in the finals or on LAN, basically. On LAN. That's the goal. And don't take anything away from Sai, dude. That man's the best player in India, and it's for a very good reason. He is a big game player, and he shows up in those all-important matches, as was very evident in the COBEX finals as well. Anyway, guys, we're going live with the pistol round, so the buys are coming in. Hunter is going to be running utility. He has a smoke and 2 flashbangs. The rest of the team is going to be Glock armor. No raid bosses this time. On the flip side, JMD Gaming, not a single kit onto them. No utility either. There's just going to be 5 sets of armor across the board. It looks like it's going to be a straight up A hit. Lucky, I think, does spot out 3 players coming out mid. And that's going to draw a rotation out from one of the teams. But look at this. Look at the misinformation right now. Oh, and Proud, just so good. He just completely caught Foxy unawares and spots out the rest of the team on the retreat as well. Now, this is going to be very difficult for SemperX. They also got the bomb down right now. This is going to get really hairy, really fast. And Proud just going on a tear already on a 3 kill. Can he pick up more kills is the question. And Deathmaker chimes in. So, these 2 guys, right, Proud and Deathmaker, they have really impressed me on how they play these crucial rounds. Like, the info plays that came out from Proud, he went on the long rotate through B long, got the first entry, got the entry kill essentially. Now, it's curious to use that phrase. It's really irregular for me to use that phrase entry on the CT side, but yeah, that's essentially what he did. Went in, got the lurk, and picked up 2 very crucial kills, including the bomb carrier. And SemperX lose that first pistol round, and that's going to be very important for JMD Gaming to hold on and get this 3-round lead going into this. And it's going to be the force buy coming out from SemperX immediately. They're going to be making a beeline for drop, and well, it's a B play. Bomb's still pretty non-committal. It's over by Museum, but I think that's going to change very soon. Yeah, he's just watching the flank right now, and the players are making their way out towards B long. They're by Broken Wall. Impale going to be the first point of contact. Well, it's either going to be Impale. Okay, Hunter's doing the cross. No, it's not the crossing smoke. He's smoking off sight. No, Mythil does smoke off doors. Hunter smokes off sight, I think. Yeah, he's going to smoke off rock, not sight. My bad. And the teas are just going to go streaming in. Deathmaker does get his face blown in, completely reshaped there. Instant plastic surgery. And Proud there, just continuing on from the rampage that he brought to the fore in the pistol round. Tapping away with the USPS, does get 2 kills. But he's on a 3K. Can he get the 4? Yes, he can. Proud going massive on 2 consecutive rounds. And the way Proud held down the fort there at Chicken Coop ensured that JMD Gaming only lost 1 player. And that was crucial. The only problem, though, is that the SMGs didn't manage to really pick up any kills. It was just 1 kill. Rio Meister managed with the UMP. All the kills came in with either the USP or a rifle, so not much farming done from JMD Gaming in terms of the economy. But, well, they have another chance. They're going to be going up against a completely naked buy from SemperX. Glocks and 1 P250 on the board, so this round should be done and dusted with fairly quickly. And yet again, just instant aggression up long. Foxy taking up that very, very advanced position by that cubby there in B long. And yeah. So I'd like to stress on that pistol strat now that we have a little bit of time. So I like this play that SemperX does. They show 3 players over by mid, which does force a rotation. But in reality, they just make their way towards the B bombs. So they go through mid, show themselves, then rotate through long and go back to B. They have so much time. And yeah, as I said, it's a very cut and dry round. Rio Meister is getting tagged up. Foxy will find him, but Deathmaker there to seal the deal and get the kill. And really no huge loss there because Rio Meister was on a UMP and he's going to be able to buy up no problems. He's sitting on $7,000. So yeah, 3 rounds on the board for JMD Gaming and they're looking fairly strong. I think I was a bit wrong to assume that, well, they might get steamrolled here. And Hunter, Mythil, Krish, Impale, all to get on the board as of yet. Well, the rifle buy does finally come out. So let's see what SemperX can bring to the table on their first buy round. I think they're going to go in all guns blazing and bring that heat, bring that raw aggression that they're so famous for. And no ops out onto JMD Gaming as of yet. Savage and Lucky still deciding to stay with those SMGs. Not the wisest in my opinion because, well, the MP7 against armor is pretty useless. The UMP is still a viable weapon, and I'm curious to see where it's being played. Yeah, it's being played at the close range and mid, so yeah, that's the ideal range for the UMP as well. In the meantime, look at that. Mythil does find Rio Meister, but Deathmaker immediately trades him out. It's down to a 4v4. That's still gonna, favor the T's in my opinion because, they can go in as a unit, whilst now the CT defense will have to be spread a little thin. Although a minute left on the clock, and it doesn't look like SemperX are in any mood to do anything fancy. They still have 4 smokes left, so they can execute onto this B bomb site. They still have a nade and 4 smokes, and there we go. Impale. What a shot from him. Deathmaker going down almost immediately. And Proud taking over the mantle. Gets a shot on the Krish. Can he do more damage? No. Does dink Hunter down, though. So that's half the battle won. Hunter very low on 10 HP. It's down to a 2v3, but given the HP on Hunter, he's more or less taken another round, but Foxy's there to get the kill onto Lucky, and now it's all down to Savage with the UMP. Not in the best of ranges, but there's 2 players so very low on SemperX, but there we go. Impale just shutting down this round and gets the kill, putting the first round on the board for SemperX, and most importantly, they keep that magic number, the 3 players alive on the first buy round. Now, what that allows them to do is actually spread out the economy and allow everyone to go into this round with a pretty decent buy. So yeah, pretty good. SemperX doing what needed to be done. In the end, the trade's just not going in the favor of JMD Gaming and the superior firepower of the AK-47, and I think a shade bit superior aim coming in from SemperX actually helping them to see off this round. And now Krish has made his way out long. He's gonna play decoy and distraction. Deathmaker playing the same spot over by the cubby in long, and Rio Meister playing bait for him. So there's going to be a bait play coming in between Deathmaker and Rio Meister. They're just going to be alternatively peeking these angles. Krish, in the meantime, getting burnt alive, and Deathmaker seals the deal. puts Krish 6 foot under, and that's a man advantage to JMD Gaming. Good. This is what they needed. Now they can actually play passive and just play for info. And I like this position that Lucky's playing. It's not often an angle that's checked, but needs to be careful because Impale has made his way up long, and I don't think it's okay. It is. Savage is watching that with the AWP, and if there's one man I'd stake my life on with the AWP is this guy. This man went absolutely savage, pardon the pun, against TMG with the AWP. The big green gun is his playground, and it is his call. It is his calling. In the meantime, SemperX have slowed things down. They're going to run down the clock. They are prone to doing this every now and then, and that's doesn't always end very well for them because then they are in a hurry to see off the rounds. Oh, Savage getting blinded, still not getting spotted out though. Lucky is gonna pop out, gets one, unable to land the second. It's more of a one and done spot, to be honest, but Proud on the prowl, gets one. Can he convert to the second kill? Yes, he does, and he gets the bomb down. In the meantime, Savage cleans out the round with the kill onto Hunter, and this is not happy days for SemperX because that means their economy is broken and they will have to save this round unless Hunter decides to, go on a tear. On an Eastern European buy, as I like to call it. One AK-47, everyone else on armor pistols, and they just rely on one player to do all the heavy lifting. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case, though. Hunter's dropping pistols left, right, and center. So it's going to be just upgraded pistols, more or less a save. And, okay, no SMGs out onto SemperX, on GMD Gaming, but that should be an easy round, to be very honest. Shouldn't be losing this. Look at that. Savage gonna peek out long. He needs to be careful. Does spot out the shadow, gets one kill, needs to fall back. Can he get more than one kill? He's getting completely taken down. But Lucky, he's pushed mid. I don't think they'll be expecting a flank to come in so quickly. The op does get recovered, and Hunter on the AWP. He's a very... Oh! Spots out. Hunter in that nade, goes sailing in. But Krish just... Oh, well, Lucky does land the Kobe onto Hunter. That's the op down. They've lost 2 rifles, including an AWP. Might want to reevaluate this round, to be very honest. And Geomeister needs to be careful. He's quite exposed here. And I think Krish spotted him doing the jumpy jumps out by the APC. Let's see if that message has been... Oh, that flashbang though. Perfect. Proud in the meantime. I don't think that message has been conveyed. Oh, but now Proud does spot Hunter. Sorry, Krish. And Krish just casually flicks onto his head and cleanly takes it off the shoulder, bringing it down to a 2v2. Although very low, and Deathmaker is on the rotation. It's coming in, but Foxy getting the kill onto Geomeister, and that nade is gonna go sailing in, and second Kobe of the round, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the bomb down. That's just great. That's just swell, I guess. But Krish, he does have armor to work with. This is choosing to stay off the AWP. That's the right decision. Does go faking a plant. Clock is running down. He should just stick this. His team could really use the plant money coming in right now. And, okay, Krish making his way down casually. I don't think Deathmaker will be checking this angle at first. Krish might just be able to clutch this round off. Oh, that flashbang's going to give away his position, though. Krish needs to be careful. Deathmaker being very thorough right now. And the one angle he doesn't check, but flicks onto him and gets the job done anyway. Deathmaker with a very important clutch for JMD Gaming. And that's going to be 5 rounds. 2-1 to JMD Gaming. Well, JMD Gaming aren't here to mess around, folks. And he's looking so desperately for the AWP, but unable to recover it in time. What a clutch from Deathmaker. Indeed, living up to his name. The wielder of death, misery, and destruction. Deathmaker. Well... Would not have expected Krish to whiff that spray that gloriously, to be very honest. I would have expected him to just double dink him down. I mean, Deathmaker was looking the wrong way. Come on, Krish. You can't, these things are inexcusable, to be very honest. And that nade stack by long, not really going to bother SemperX. They are going to go in for the buy. And they did win their first gun round, but they were instantly broken back. So let's see what SemperX brings to the table on their second buy of the game. The spam, though. Forget the spam. Spam doing absolutely bugger all. That nade literally, it's like it gave Mythil a lap dance. It just landed squarely on his thighs and took quite a bit of him with it as it went boom boom. Anyway, look at this aggression. Geomeister and Deathmaker just pushing up long, posting up by the smoke. I don't think Hunter will be expecting this aggression, but he's checking it nonetheless. Oh, he peeks in the worst possible moment. Impale in the meantime does find the kill onto Lucky. Oh, this is so tense. They're making their way onto the A bomb side, but I'm just curious as to see what Hunter does. He's peeking out. He gets spotted, but Hunter will get the kill. In the meantime, the A site, Proud needs to be very careful. He's shoulder peeking this angle, but Foxy's watching it like a hawk. Foxy gets the pounce onto Proud, leaving Savage all alone on the A bomb site. It's down to a 4v2. Oh, wait, nope. Savage does find Foxy, but now they know exactly where Savage is playing from. He needs to be careful, and the rotation needs to come in. I know why he's on the B bomb side. Oh, and Savage just doing Savage things. And finally, the rotation is coming in, but Savage is going to get pincered very soon. Savage still thinks he's out by long, but Krish has made his way over to the haystack. And Deathmaker still thinks it's going to be a B hit. What? Okay, then just some serious miscommunication coming in from JMD Gaming at this point of time. And Deathmaker just giving his position away, making a lot of noise. Krish does spot him out and ends Deathmaker. Right back at you, Krish says, while ending Deathmaker's reign of terror. All right, SemperX managing to put the second round on the board after after 7 rounds of play. The score stands 7-2. But the problem in that round was that they only managed to keep 2 players alive. So Foxy might just have a little bit of a neutered buy. But look at this. Because JMD Gaming lost so many rifles in the previous round they won, they have to eco. That's how unforgiving and brutal the CT side economy is. And Cobblestone is a map that you need to rebuying into the utility. It's what saves your lives and it's what wins you rounds. Anywho, should be a fairly straightforward round there. We see Mythil opening things up with the kill on Proud. Rio Meister getting spotted, taking a few shots with the P250, but that's not gonna, really bother Mythil. Mythil just leading the charge onto the B bomb site. Gets his 3rd kill with a sweet evisceration of someone's face. And yeah, brings it down to a 5v2. Mythil needs to be careful. He's internally bleeding. Krish in the meantime does find the kill onto Lucky. And that leaves Savage. And I think he's just playing for exits. He's just not in the mood to give away his life cheaply. He wants to take away as many players from SemperX as possible because their economy isn't that good either, so just wants to keep it under check. But if SemperX manage to keep all 5 players alive, that's going to go a long way towards maintaining this healthy economy. And Savage is hearing this. He's hearing all the noise that Foxy was making over by drop, but he's not going to face SemperX doing the smart thing and not going into the pistols. You never know what pesky little corner a pistol might be holding, and pistols in CSGO, they're not broken. Let's just say they're not broken. They're just perfect the way they are and can one-shot, headshot you at close ranges. So, yeah. Bomb going off. And, well, Mythil does fall with the bomb. He takes the glorious route and goes down with the bomb. But that is a rifle that, they didn't need to lose there. Mythil should have realized that his HP being so low, should have made his way towards a more safer position with time left to spare. Well, players do get caught up in the heat of the moment and make silly mistakes, and I think we can chalk that off to a silly mistake because a player of, Mythil's experience and caliber shouldn't really be making, these errors, but still, lapse of concentration. We can chalk it off that. In the meantime, double eco territory here for JMD Gaming, and Proud has been boosted up. Mythil does spot him. Proud getting spotted and he's falling back. He's doing the smart thing. In the meantime, look at this. Impale has made his way onto the A bomb side, but Proud with the sweet 1 and takes his head clean off. That gun, that hand cannon when wielded by Proud is like a guillotine from the French Revolution. It is completely unapologetic while taking heads off. In the meantime, Foxy also falling. And that too to the deagle of Proud. This man's deagle is just singing tunes of death and destruction right now. That Molotov's going to hold off the push. And Proud just boosting up his teammate, Deathmaker, who has recovered an AK-47. Hunter needs to be careful. Oh, the timing just not suiting out. And Proud finally does fall to Hunter, Mythil, and Hunter. Just doing Mythil and Hunter things in the meantime. Savage, again, a recovered Galil and takes Mythil's head off. But there's Krish for the refrag. Leaving Lucky in a 1v2 situation. He does have armor to work with, but I think Hunter will have his number. Oh, okay, then Hunter not really spotting long. Should be taking a peek very soon and does spot him out. Switches to the pistol. Will Lucky get the headshot? Yes, he does. Can Lucky clutch it out is the question. Can he recover the AWP at all costs? Oh, that was so close. Krish just peeking out. Lucky needs to be careful. He's making a lot of noise because... Oh, Lucky! Alrighty, Lucky just clutching that round from... Wow, he just single-handedly recovered that round from the jaws of defeat for JMD Gaming. What a clutch, and that too, the AWP recovered. SemperX, wow, you just done, well, they just, I can't really say these things, dang it, but yeah, lucky. Well, there was nothing lucky about what he just pulled off. That was pure skills, guys, pure skills, and he just came away with a godlike clutch. Anywho, Savage now, wielding the AWP, gonna be aggressing up A long. This setup though, I mean, there is some refrag potential. Lucky playing a very dangerous spot. He can get spotted out by that player pushing mid, who's gonna be Hunter. Hunter though needs to be careful. They've kind of been a bit rusty, and there we go. I think Lucky spotted out the shadow. He spotted out the shadow. This is not gonna end well. And Savage with the angle, a bit too premature on the trigger. He's gonna smoke it off and fall back. In the meantime, Lucky finds the frag onto Hunter. Lucky was waiting there like a patient hunter stalking his prey. This was the clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, and Lucky knows what's up, does find the headshot onto Impale. Lucky, yet again, just continuing the tear that he went on in the previous round. Ooh, proud. Oh, Rio Meister with the quick double kill. That push up long just completely caught SemperX off guard, and now Krish with the AWP. What does he do from this point forward? JMD Gaming have bomb control, and yeah, Krish is just going to look to save. He's going to go hidey hole up in Rapunzel and wait for his hair to grow out. By that, I mean for the shot clock to run down, round clock to run down, and, try and save the weapon, which is the AWP. Well. JMD Gaming just actually showing some really impressive plays here. SemperX haven't really found an answer to unravel this CT side on Cobblestone, and that's the curious bit, right? CT side historically in the Asian context is the weaker side to play for most Asian teams, because it requires much higher level of comms and communication, and Krish failing to save the AWP as well. That is absolutely unfortunate, and JMD Gaming put 7 rounds on the board on Cobblestone on the CT side. That is absolutely amazing, and I'll tell you why. Because Cobblestone is primarily a T-sided map. If you go into hltv.org and see like how the rounds actually play out on the respective sides, the T-side comes out on top of the half, I think around like well over 50% of the times. And that's because this is a map that really affords so much map control to the T side right off the bat. Such a wide map, and CTs don't really have that many avenues to push forward. It becomes really hard. And oh, look at that. The Eastern European buy that I was talking about, but Impale, the one person, the AK-47, going down. Deathmaker doing his job and doing it stupendously well. In the meantime, Proud does go down with a Kobe. Oh, Lucky replying with a kill onto Krish, and Rio Meister finishing things off with the kill onto Mythil. And again, the round getting over even before it starts. Well. Like I was saying, so Cobblestone is a map that affords so much map control to the Ts right off the bat that it becomes a very tall order for CTs to actually wrestle that back from the T sides. And the problem is that the only avenues that the CTs really have to push are mid, A long, and B long. Drop being a very risky push because that's usually marked, and even every pushing angle, to be very honest, is usually marked by the Ts for a good 1 minute, and that nade's gonna sail in. But again, a fast play coming out from SemperX. This time the Foxy taking damage, but Rio Meister is left internally bleeding. But Rio Meister is not gonna back off from a fight. He gets one Deathmaker in the meantime. Again, living up to his name, finally does get taken down by Mythil. But in the meantime, the bomb is making its way over to the A-bomb side, and Savage's head is going to be served up on a silver platter by Impale, and he's recovered the AWP as well. That should allow the bomb to go down. That's going to be extra money for SemperX going into the next round. Impale, though, needs to be careful. He's watching too many angles. Krish, in the meantime, his Deagle just finally coming alive, singing the death song, and is down to a 2v2 somehow. Krish, can he do more is the question, and there we go. Impale does find the first kill and the second kill onto Rio Meister, clutching this round. And again, somehow, SemperX doing the impossible, more or less a full eco, and they win that round and bring it to 4 in the first half. But Will it be enough is the question, because JMD Gaming have already won the half by putting 8 rounds on the board. So yeah, not really looking that peachy for SemperX at this moment. Money on JMD Gaming pretty damn good, so they're going to be buying into this round as well. But that bomb plant really does give SemperX a lot to work with going into this round. Savage in the meantime again playing by long, this time a little more passive. And I'm not a big fan of this setup or what Lucky is doing right now. There is literally no trade potential going in for him. If he pushes this, he's going to be in for a world of hurt. There's 3 players pushing long. Savage needs to be careful. That smoke though, or I don't think he rattles off a shot, and Lucky does fall back. He could be in on a fast flank, but there we go. Savage does fall to Krish, and that flashbang might just catch one player off guard. It does, but that also draws the rotation, and in the meantime, the B-long push has come in. But this is the 3rd time they're doing it, and I think by this time, SemperX ought to be on the lookout for this. And no, they're not. That is curious, and the bomb is making their way in. If Deathmaker and Riomeister actually push this, they can catch the bomb carrier completely off guard. It's going to be Hunter. I think he heard something. And yeah, does get spotted. That no-scope just grazing Riomeister. In the meantime, there we go. Foxy dying to Deathmaker. All righty. And bomb has been spotted, so Riomeister and Deathmaker aren't really interested in pushing. But look at that. Mythil coming in the long flank, getting the kill onto Deathmaker. Oh, does spot out Proud as well. Taking some damage in return. It's down to a 4v2. And Impale. Oh no, sorry. Lucky. Getting lucky this time, I guess. Turns around and gets the kill onto the lurker. That was Krish. In the meantime, Proud with it all left to do, and he doesn't really get lucky. Oh, well, sorry. So Proud doesn't get lucky, but Lucky does. He gets the headshot onto Impale as he's crossing on towards the site. 22 seconds left on the clock, so he should be able to get the bomb plant down. Hunter spotting out Lucky and puts him down, but yet again, well, it shouldn't be a problem. The money on 2 players that went down pretty savage right now, like 7k and 6k. They'll be able to buy into this round, no problems. And one of the players that survived can drop a gun over for Foxy, who's the player with the least amount of money. And like I said, the money on JMD Gaming, because they'll also, oh, look at this, this is so cute. A lot of players keep doing this over and over again. This stack up by middle. Like, how many can you get, right? How many can you get at any given moment if you do push it? They're just going to sit here in a row playing Coco with one another and just watching that one angle over by mid door, that mid archway. It works out. You can at least get one kill quite easily, as we're going to see right now as Impale makes his way. And he's going to be in for quite a cute surprise as he turns the corner. But he's not going to fall for it. He's going out up danger and up long. This is interesting. And now finally that Coco line does fall, and Savage getting killed by Mythil. So this A stack not really going to work out. Impale in the meantime does find the kill on a Lucky. But the B bomb site is ripe for the taking, but the flank is already in. 3 players, all 3 actually. The remaining 3 making their way up towards long. One will make their way on to drop, but the 2 players playing connector are hearing this. Hunter getting dinked down through the wall, his head going back like a taut yo-yo. In the meantime, Foxy, Krish, and Mythil do clean up that flank that came in from those players playing mid. Well, going into the final round of the half, the scores are 8-6. And yeah, JMD Gaming do manage to string together another bye, and SemperX, because they won the last round and won it so convincingly, they get, well, they have everything to work with this round, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. And Lucky and Rio, so they switch things up a little bit. I think the AWP is towards the B bomb site, and that is where the impending hit is going to be coming in. So yeah. Playing by the statue, the snack spot. Oh, and that's more or less a one-way for him. Should use that to his advantage. Savage pops out and gets instantly and utterly devastated. And Deathmaker, those tracers being his worst enemy right now. And now it's all going to come down to Proud to hold on to this B-bomb set and wait for the retake. But the boost coming in, I don't think he'll be waiting for a Hunter. What are you doing? How did you not spot that? More importantly, Proud, how do you fluff that spray? Inexcusable. Well, Hunter's on his last breath. He's just on 1 HP. Lucky not looking in the pink of health either, and Impale's gonna peek out and see off the half. And somehow SemperX do manage to claw their way back to put 7 rounds on the board. But now they'll be switching on over to the CT side, by far the less favored side on, Cobblestone. So let's see what they can bring to the table. JMD Gaming did look like they were in it to win it in the first, half of the first half, but then they kind of lost the plot after putting 8 on the board. Or it may just come down to the fact that SemperX figured out what they were doing and made little adjustments to the way they were playing. They didn't go for that mid aggression anymore. Kind of adjusted and pivoted to long, which they realized was a little bit weak going in for JMD Gaming. A long, not B long, and they really used that weakness over by A long to their advantage. Sometimes they faked it. That eco win, in my opinion, was what changed and turned the round on its head right there, right then. Basically, SemperX had no right winning that 4v2 eco that Impale and Krish clutched out. All right, guys, match has been paused. One player from JMD Gaming, I think, has timed out. Yes, he has. And just waiting for him to come back into the server. So as I was saying, Cobblestone historically, and it is SemperX's more or less go-to pick, but this time around, and even against shooting monkeys, they've been looking a little shaky, to be honest. So yeah. In the meantime, just waiting for the 10th player or the 5th player on JMD Gaming to return to the server. What do I talk about? Well, so Cobblestone, how do you as a CT side actually go for information plays? Well, to be very honest, if you lose the pistol round, in my honest opinion, you should just hard eco for the upcoming 2 rounds. And I'll tell you why. Because if you do force buy and lose that round, you're not going to have all the utility to go in and stop a fast play coming in from the T's on your first gun round. And that puts you at a huge disadvantage. I mean, yes, you'll have a smoke and a couple of flashbangs going for you. Maybe a Molotov, you give it up for the smoke and the flashbang. But that's not going to really help you hold off a fast play. So if you do lose the pistol round as a CT side, just bite the bullet and eco for the first 2 rounds, because utility is your best friend. That's what's going to allow you to stop any early pushes. Throw in those Molotovs, B long, drop, A long, mid, wherever. Like wherever you think they might be pushing from, just listen for footsteps, because if it's a rush, you're going to hear it coming from a mile away. And for A long, I'd suggest a smoke. And for drop and B long, always a Molotov, because that's where most of the fast plays happen. What teams tend to do is rush out of museum, just chuck a couple of flashes, and then go out from platform over there. Or yeah, so do that, and then wait till mid round. If you haven't seen anybody and you feel that the T's are kind of taking it slow, maybe trying to fake you out or double fake you out or setting up for a set execute, that's when you start pushing, and always push in pairs. And push one angle. Don't really go for multiple pushes at multiple points on the map. That's not going to end well at all. What you should do, I mean, what you should do is push 1 point. So say if you have an op at A long, ask the op to push a little bit and have someone over at A long to flash over him through the construction area, so that the players, if there are any by mid and holding statue, they get flashed instantly. And that's how you push. You use the remaining utility, and you use it to aid in your pushes. We saw that coming out from JMD a couple of rounds, which really did help them when they pushed up B long and relinquished A long control. So that's also what you have to do. If you're pushing 1 point on the map, fall back from the other, because that's going to funnel the T's in the direction that you want them to go. Anyway, enough blabbering around. Now we're going into the second pistol round, and just armor buys all across the board. No utility whatsoever to speak of. And well, one player just lurking by drop, Proud rattles off a few shots, making a bit of noise over by B long, rattling off a few shots here and there. But I don't think a team of SemperX's caliber ought to be buying this. And look at this, there's a 3-man stack over in drop. If Proud decides to peek right now, he's had it. In the meantime, Impale does maybe spot out a few players, and Lucky playing that close angle. But JMD Gaming, again, a good read coming out from them. They're not going to fall for the mid play. They're going for the long play instead. But this is like this is the USP's playground, this long range battle. Okay, two players are rotating over to mid, and well, Foxy should have heard that. They're just jumping and thundering up Museum, and Foxy should have heard all of that and should have conveyed it to his team. In the meantime, it's going to be a play over to drop, and that's a 3-man stack. Savage, in the meantime, does find Impale. That's going to peel one player off, but Mythil decapitates Proud. But in the meantime, Rio Meister finds the kill onto Hunter. But the flank's already in, and the bomb hasn't made its way. And they don't know that Foxy's playing on the flank, and he lands two sweet headshots. And now the bomb is making its way over to the A bomb side. They should start rotating, but Foxy's going to get caught off guard. No, he won't. But still unable to manage to land the shots, and it's a 2v2. HP looking pretty decent for both players, and Krish just going to be spotting the cross. Spots out Lucky, but unable to get the kill. But Mythil does reply with the kill onto Deathmaker, and it's now down to a 1v1. Krish versus Lucky, and Lucky yet again two quick headshots at the end of the round to bring the second round home. The second pistol round home for JMD Gaming, and SemperX must be kicking themselves that they had the man advantage. They had every advantage going into the flag end of that pistol round, and they just let the round slip by from their grasps. Well, if trends are to be believed, well, SemperX will be force buying into the round, and that's exactly what happens. They have a nade, a couple of flashbangs, and oh, look at that. Instant aggression coming out from Christian. He does spot out a couple of players out B-long. Broken wall getting bombarded and naded like, well, a town in World War II. Just constant nades coming out, and Mythil, and both Mythil and Krish take a spot of damage because of that. In the meantime, we have, whoa, look at that. Mythil bombarding up B-long, does manage to tag down Lucky to very, very low. But in the meantime, there's Impale trying to rattle off a few shots with the Deagle, but not doing anything. And Foxy again, whoa, that aggression actually works out. Foxy decapitates Deathmaker. It's down to a 3v3, and the HP on Lucky is just so lucky. Sorry, so low, my bad, slip of the tongue, happens sometimes, don't roast me for it. But now the bomb is rotating over to the A bomb site. And Impale needs to come out huge here. He did miss a couple of shots over by mid. Hopefully he's let that past him and he can hit this. Oh, Savage gets spotted out, and Impale still rattles off a shot, and another, and lands the third shot finally, taking down Savage. Is down to a 2v3, and now Impale needs to be even more careful because I think Rio Meister, spots out Hunter. It's completely napping, and there we go, Impale getting double teamed there. And now Foxy with the recovered UMP, spots out a reloading Rio Meister. Not the best range for this weapon, does decide to go for the pistol. I mean, it is a one-shot headshot right now. In the smart thing, smoking off doors, and Lucky is very low, so he doesn't need to face. All he needs to do is buy time for his teammate. So he shouldn't be facing. Rio Meister in the meantime does rotate over to doors and realizes that it's been smoked off. And he's going to push it regardless, but Lucky does go down, and look at that! Foxy with the clutch yet again, and does have time to stick the defuse. Huge round from Foxy, and this is why SemperX insist on force buying every time they lose the pistols, because, well, more often than not, they do come out with the surprise win. And JMD Gaming, how do you lose that round? You have all the advantage going into this round, and anyway. Pardon me, just had to cough up a lung there. Tuberculosis, what to do. Anyway. And now it's JMD Gaming who go in with somewhat of a force buy. They've got upgraded pistols, armor out on Lucky, Proud, and Rio Meister. Well, they're trying to give SemperX a taste of their own medicine. SemperX did that to them as well. And Impale yet again playing this very close and aggro angle over by mid. Might just see a lot of action, and there is backup in the form of Foxy, but he's too busy peeking over by long. Not really spotting mid right now. And yeah, the B defenders are just going to be left wondering as to why am I not seeing anyone, and that should just prompt Impale to be on the double and doubly alert. Oh, that switch though, and gets one, gets two, gets three, four in fact. Impale just lines them up one after the other and they fall like dominoes, going for the ace, and does so in style. 5 headshots and the ace coming out from Impale. He just impaled the entire JMD gaming squad to that archway in mid, and what a round coming out from Impale. Yes, it was an eco, but still, take nothing away from Impale, folks. 5 crisp, clean headshots, boys. 5 crisp, clean headshots. And yeah. Well. And now yet another force buy coming out from JMD Gaming. I don't know why they keep doing this to their economy. Yes, they'll be getting $2,400 in the next round, and they'll be able to buy up some modicum of utility. Hunter, in the meantime, is going to see a lot of action. Gets the first kill. Lucky, though. Is he feeling lucky? And his Hunter's like, you feeling lucky, punk? And he's going to get caught reloading. Lucky jumping down like a bat out of hell and gets the drop onto him. Lucky, in the meantime, has recovered the UMP and gets the kill on a Mythil as well. Well, what the hell is even happening? Foxy sees that nade and loses his head to Lucky as well. Okay, then what is going on? It's like a comedy of errors going on right now, and somehow JMD Gaming have managed to pull around completely out of their butts, and there we go, proud. The icing on the cake with the headshot. Deagle 1D onto Impale, and he's like, bruh, just returning the favor, bruh. And JMD Gaming put the 10th round on the board. What an ungodly round coming out from SemperX. Anywho, the buy coming out in full earnest, a recovered ump and the FAMAS, and the half buy coming out from SemperX as well. They have 2 FAMASs, 1 UMP and 2 M4s, and the aggression is going to be up B long. Proud taking a ton of damage even before getting a sight of any defending CT there. And yeah. Well. Boy, do we have a game on our hands right now. And JMD Gaming just slowing things down a little bit, just lining up for the set. Execute. The smokes are going to go in. That's Proud lining up the crossing. Lucky lining up the crossing smoke, does throw it, and then the Molotov to follow for boost on the tree. And that Molotov's going to hold off any aggression. This is why I stress on utility usage on the CT side. Now, those smokes will fade very soon, and look at that. Foxy getting the kill on a Lucky. Proud oh so low, needs to be careful. Chris finding the kill on a Proud, but Foxy does go down to Deathmaker, but it's all down to Rio Meister and Savage, although, well, Impale is very low, so is Chris, but Mythil manages to get the bomb down, and now it's all down to Rio Meister, who does pick up a kill, but there's Hunter from behind, executing him gangland style, and that's, the scores are finally tied 10-10. SemperX and JMD Gaming, and we're going into the 21st round of the game. I'm sorry I'm getting a bit tongue-tied because this is actually heating up now, folks. Oh, Senpai is in chat. Hello, Senpai. I miss you. Come to work soon. Hi, Senpai. Anyway, yet again another player dropping from JMD Gaming. And that means yet another round of how to play Cobblestone on the CT side. Now, in the previous round, you saw what SemperX did, right? So they waited for the execute to come in from JMD Gaming. And there was a very good show of patience there from SemperX, and the utility usage was key. So the moment the smokes went out and they bloomed, SemperX just tossed the remaining Molotovs they had out by B long, because they know that's where the final hit is coming from. They did have a player over by drop just to watch that push coming in. So, you know, that is what I'm stressing at. Proper utility usage. So what they did was they held on to the Molotovs, and that delay, that 6-second delay that the Molotov lasts for, allowed for the rotation to come in, allowed for the players defending the B bomb side to take more advantageous positions. And it just kind of told them where they were coming from, because, well, the smokes came in, the Molotovs came in, there wasn't much time left on the clock, and they had a player marking the A push. So they had all the information, and that's what you need in a game of Counter-Strike, and that's what Cobblestone really doesn't afford much in terms of, you know, proper information on the CT side. So use your utility. So if you're not going to push for aggressive information mid-round or late mid-round, you need to hold on to your utility. You can't just go, prematurely evacuating all of your utility with like over a minute and 20 seconds left to play on the clock on Cobblestone. You need to be judicious with it. You need to understand what's the best utility usage, at what time points teams tend to push and what angles they tend to push, and need to utilize utility in that manner. So essentially, what I'm saying is that hold on to your utility and use it judiciously, and or go for late mid-round pushes accompanied by proper utility usage and the buddy system. You cannot be aggressing alone, because then you're just inviting trouble for yourself. What if you miss that first shot? What if the teams do get the drop on you? Suppose you push A long and there's two players just sitting there with their AK-47s trained on that very angle, two different angles, by the way, if you're pushing with the op, and they just say, hello. I can't say the full phrase, I'm sorry. And they just pop your head clean off. What then, right? You've given up an op or a rifle or whatever, and you've put your team at a man disadvantage. CT side is hard enough as it is without your team having to play with one man to the, deficit. So yeah, anyway, folks, that's a little bit of gyan from my side. If you would have it, nice. If not, well, you can always call me a noob. I mean, that's your birthright, but whatever. Doesn't really care. It doesn't really affect me whatsoever. But yeah, we'll be back after a short break. We're just waiting for the 10th player to come back into the server. Once he does join, we'll be going live with the match once again. It's 10-10 after 20 rounds of play. Scores are tied, and we'll be going live with the 21st round of Counter-Strike. Yeah, I'm ready. But match paused again. Alrighty. Alrighty, folks, we are back with the 21st round of Counter-Strike going in, and JMD Gaming yet again with a force buy. Okay, then they're really stretching their economy a little too thin, in my opinion. But, well, what do I know, right? I'm just MGE as per the chat. Anyway, fast play coming out onto the B platform. Look at that. Mythil's Molotov just burning Deathmaker alive. He's been sent to the grave. It's off hell. And Mythil just continuing his tear, getting the kill. Savage in the meantime does find Hunter, and Mythil gonna spray and pops out with the USP. But Savage gonna still manage to take him down. He's down to 7 points of health. And Kobe for the win. And SemperX takes the lead after a very, very long time in this game. Puts the 11th round on the board, and the scores now stand 11-10. And the fast play not really favoring JMD Gaming whatsoever. The utility really caught them off guard, and now we go into their gun round. Finally, they managed to cobble together by, and look at the Savage playing way the hell back over by Fountain, just next to T-Spawn, and he's just going to spot for aggression. He's playing the most passive angle on the face of this map, just waiting for the CTs to push, trying to get one kill and put his team to one man to the good. And in the meantime, it's gonna be just very passive play coming out from JMD Gaming. They're just feeling out the CT setup right now. They're really not, they've been shook up, to be very honest. At this point, they need to really dig deep into their playbook and come out with one of those miraculous plays, you know, that you drill and, you know, scrim and drill and drill and drill into your muscle memory, in fact, because they seem to be really struggling on their T side. Both teams seem to be struggling on the T side of Cobblestone. That is curious. And Hunter is going to hear all this over by Drop Proud, and I think that's Rio Meister up there who's making so much noise. And I think they're just trying, they might be trying to sell a fake, but, you know, everyone's bunched up. Bombs made its way over to the B bomb side. There's 40 seconds left on the clock. If they were supposed to fake to supposedly come in, is going to come in now, and Proud getting the drop on to Hunter. In the meantime, Mythil falling to Proud as well. Alrighty, not really going according to plan. And Fox is going to be found by Lucky, and it's all coming crumbling down. Chris, in the meantime, trying his darndest to get one kill, but Lucky's on a tear. He's on a rampage. He's already found two. Proud finding two of his own. And the bomb does go down, and Impale is like, nah, I'm out of this. Nah, not happening. I'm just going to go and save. And he's just booking it, trying to make safe passage. I think he's planning to go over in Rapunzel and just chill over there for the time being. And JMD Gaming should not really be going out for the hunt. They don't really have the money to. Frankly, it's really ill-advised for them to send any more than one person out on the hunt right now. So yeah, I think for all intents and purposes, Impale should be able to save this AK-47 armor and, well, a whole lot of utility and a kit. So yeah, this is a very good save call coming out. And one player seems to have timed out, and that is going to be Krish from SemperX. So we will be going into a quick pause right now, waiting for, again, the 10th player to join in. But yeah, JMD Gaming pull back the round instantly and make it back to 11-11. And the money on the CT side, yeah, it is more or less gone. Foxy does have $5,500, so he will be able to buy into maybe, or just drop pistols. But two players already looking towards a double eco. Hunter and Mythil. $1,400 means you're in double eco territory, so it makes much more sense to force buy it up and hope for the best for this round. And I think that's what they might just be trying to do. Still waiting. As you all know, it's summertime, folks, and that means frequent power cuts and or a smidgen of rain. It holds especially true in Bangalore these days. Like, even if a frog pisses in some corner of Bangalore, the entire city's on a blackout and the internet just goes for a 6. So yeah, we've been having some rough days over the past few very rough days here in Bangalore, especially in terms of the power situation as well as the internet. And well, Foxy's buying up. He buys the AWP, passes it on to Hunter. And it looks like it's going to be a force buy coming in from SemperX. And that would be the right call, in my opinion. That their economy doesn't really warrant to save because they're already in double eco territory. So might as well give yourself the best possible fighting chance going into this round. Buy up to your last dollar, equalize the economy, and then save if you must. I mean, the game hangs at a crucial precipice at this moment. And for all intents and purposes, JMD Gaming, well, 3 players will be able to buy if they do lose this round, but not any more than that. And yeah, so they do manage to cobble half decent buy. They have an AWP, they have the AK-47 saved from the previous round. They have 2 kits and 2 UMPs and a 5.7 to work with. So it's not the worst buy coming out. But, you know, the utility a bit lacking. There's no Molotovs. That's what's worrying me. Molotovs are your best friend in a map like Cobblestone, in a map like Train, Overpass. These are maps that are very highly reliant on utility. And oh, Impale missing the jump. I think Mythil just forgetting to crouch there. Mythil skipping leg days, and that's not really going to work out. And that means that the boost will not be coming in. Smoking off long. I've been dropped right now, and Foxy's playing by Broken Wall. That's one of the best positions to wield a 5.7 on this map, in my opinion. Like even better would have been a Mag 7 or, you know, an XM. That thing can just chew through enemies as they peek Broken Wall, but they didn't have the money at all to go for this buy, and they've just cobbled together whatever they can and are just going to hope for the best here. SemperX. Mythil playing very close up to drop. I mean, one Molotov will just leave him helter-skelter running for the hills. I think he spotted out the head of Proud and prematurely pulls the trigger. That smoke off will allow him to get, you know, to safety, but I think he does get spotted out by Proud there. And the subsequent smoke again not going to do him any favors either. Oh, but there we go. Foxy playing Broken Wall and unfortunately unable to land a single blow. But in the meantime, Impale makes his way over to drop, gets 1 kill. That's not really what they're looking for right now, but Krish is hidden well secure in Chicken Coop. In the meantime, Hunter does fall to Savage. Krish does pop out, gets 1, but now he's been spotted. And it's all going to come down to Mythil with the AK-47, gets the bomb carrier. Can he get the final kill onto Savage? Yes, he does. Now it's down to a 1v1. Rio Meister versus Mythil. Mythil does have bomb control, and he's just gonna toy with them. He's looking the wrong direction, does spot out Rio Meister, but Rio Meister is a little too quick on the trigger, and there we go. He decapitates Mythil, putting the 12th round on the board. But that was a very expensive round coming out from SemperX. I mean, they did take 4 rifles off, but as I've always said and maintained, the goal of a force buy is not to do economic damage to the opponent team. It is to out and out win it, but unfortunately they weren't able to do so. NJMD Gaming again wrestled the lead from SemperX, and now they're going to be having to eco this round, so which means that they should be 13-11 to JMD Gaming, but you can never say what. Oh, there we go. Okay. Man advantage almost instantly out of the bat. This is what I was saying about the aggression up drop in my long-winded tirades. It does, you know, come back to haunt you more often than not, in my opinion. Because as you just saw there, that drop play just instantly punished. And there we go. Proud getting the 2nd kill as well. Downing Krish, and now it's Impale going to be dancing up platform. Does do some damage with the P250 onto 2 players, and that nade's going to come sailing in. And Kobe, in the meantime, Mythil from behind, from nowhere, gets 2 kills, and he has armor to play with as well. And 2 players are so very low. Oh, but Deathmaker just pulls one out of the bag, and somehow JMD Gaming, they made a meal of that round. Make no mistake. Like, had Mythil managed to connect onto Deathmaker, the other 2 kills would have just fallen onto his lap like, you know, snowflakes in a blizzard. I know that's a horrible analogy, but I really couldn't come up with anything at that point. Well. JMD do manage to put 13 rounds on the board, and SemperX finally managing to buy into this round. Hunter with the kit, but the utility is looking absolutely sparse, and because Hunter went to the utility, all he can buy up is an ump. And looks like it's going to be yet another fast play over by the B bomb site. But yeah, 1 player is rotating off. That's going to be Lucky. And oh, round restart. Wait, what happened there? Why did the round get restart? All right, Impale was lagging, so they restarted that round. All right, that makes sense. That makes complete sense. Excuse me. Have a bit of a cold. Got wet in the rain. Not the best thing to do when you're employed as a caster. I have learned my lesson. Never again will I frolic like, you know, a damsel in the first rain. Ever again. And round does get restored, and we are waiting for the round to go back live. Similar buys coming in from both teams. I mean, you kind of expect the buy coming in from GMD Gaming, but SemperX still sticking with the same Hunter on the UMP with the utility and the kit. Everyone else on M4s and some light utility here and there. There we go. Yet again, the fast play towards the B bomb site. The Molotov still with Hunter. He's sticking on to it. He's holding on to it. He's playing over by mid. Again, I'm a bit, I'm going to be judging this round playing out. Wait, where is Hunter though is the question. Yeah, he's in drop. That's the best place at this point of time to use that UMP. That range is the ideal range for this weapon. And look at this Impale. Again, making his way up. Spots out proud. Does shoot him in the elbow to finally take him down, but does get spot damage. And he's continuing his rampage over by long. But, lands one tag onto Deathmaker, bringing him down to 75 points of health. And all but one smoke remaining on this CT side. And that's on Mythil. Mythil does get the kill as well. And Impale playing very close again up by Broken Wall. Needs to be careful of all the flashbangs that will come raining in, and so the tease. And there we go. Impale gets the first kill. On to Lucky. Shooting him in the butt. Not very lucky there. Oh, and Impale gonna go up, and it's now all down to Savage. Savage gets one, gets two. Can he do more damage? No, he can't. Krish says enough is enough. You shall not pass, and ends him right there and then where he stood. 12 rounds on the board for SemperX. The scores are now 13-12, and my God, is this game coming down to the wire. And because of that defeat, yet another force buy coming in from GMD Gaming. I mean, it's an armor pistol buy, so I'll call it a force buy. It's not a half buy, it's a force buy. And the CTs are kind of aware of it. Mythil out on his favorite weapon, the Pro 90. And there we go, Mythil opening things up with the Pro 90, and Krish with the second kill as well. And the third one goes to, they're all dead. Mythil just mowing them down with the Pro 90, just going to work. He's the bone collector, and he's here to collect. That's what he said. And there we go. Scores are tied yet again, 13-13. Wow, that round lasted very, very not long. Wait, what am I saying? Brain fart. Pardon me. 13-13 at the score, and wow, Mythil still deciding to stay on the Pro 90, and Hunter with the UMP. I mean, why not? It's served them well so far. And where's Hunter taking this? Again, over towards drop. Where is Mythil taking the Pro 90? Again, towards Broken Wall. He's going to chow down on any meat that's going to be presented to him over by Broken Wall. But it looks like it's going to be an A hit by the looks of things. Bomb is over, again, way the hell back over by long. And they're slowly inching their way up. Foxy needs to be careful. He does have a rifle, so that's a very expensive investment to lose into this round. And quite a lot of utility. Does hear the pop flash going off. He's going to smoke his way and going to fall back. That's a good decision. Could have also thrown down a Molotov, and that nade's going to go sailing in, and Lucky, okay, then just takes a chunk out of Lucky. Not that much damage, and Foxy's going to get boosted up onto the fence over by mid. He's going to spot archways while his teammate Impale looks over at long. And yeah, looks like it's going to be a mid play coming in, a play towards the A-bomb side. Foxy does preemptively throw down a Molotov to fence off any push. Still a Molotov left onto Krish, but Krish is all the way over on the B-bomb side. And it looks like it's going to be a retake play coming in, and Foxy spots up the leg of Rio Meister, spraying away, gets one, gets two, but Foxy finally does get taken down. In the meantime, Impale has backed off all the way towards the A-bomb site. He's going to be playing all the way from the back while the rotation does come in. Hunter quick on the rotate. Bomb is making its way up mid right now, and Krish is still spotting B long. This is good. They're not overcommitting. Impale though, Hunter does find one kill. Lucky does get spotted out, and Impale takes off his head. And yet again, Savage left in a 1v4. And that's all she wrote for this round. He's booking it. He's out of there. It's just no time left. There's four players left to find. And JMD Gaming yet again. So this is what happens, right? So when you run the clock so low, you need to be sure that you don't go in one by one into the crosshairs of the opposition. You need to attack as a unit and just stream onto a bomb site and overwhelm that defense. Unfortunately, this round, they just go one by one, prancing into the crosshairs of the defenders, and they just fall like flies. And that's just not what the doctor ordered for JMD Gaming, as they relinquish the lead. And again, they're going up for the armor. They're going up in for a force buy. And Savage, well, he had the glass cannon AWP, and he's going to have to stick with that because since he survived the last round, he's not going to get any money whatsoever. Oh, Savage does spot out Hunter. Needs to be careful. Krish with the op this time around. And that Molotov, again, he's going to discourage any fast play. Oh, that nade just falls slightly out of range of Savage. Like, had that nade landed any closer, it would have done so much damage to Savage that he would have just been like, nah, okay, someone else take this op from me. I just can't right now. And he's having a very quiet game, if I'm right. Savage, yeah, he's on the bottom of the scoreboard, 15 frags so far. Usually you see him way on top on JMD Gaming, especially if you were to see the TMG game. He was just going absolutely bananas there. And yeah, Hunter does push up long, but that's just for information, and that smoke really helping him there. And the T's, they're going in for a world of hurt. They're just all bunched up. And Mythil with the Pro 90, the lawnmower is at drop, and if he just presses left trigger and pulls down, he's gonna do so much damage, but does get blinded. And what is he gonna do? Left trigger, in left click, income. Oh, insta dink, and Proud does find the kill on a Mythil. Well, the Pro 90 falling way short of the mark, and down goes Hunter as well. That leaves Impale all alone on the B bomb side, and he goes down a little too cheaply, in my opinion. Not a single kill coming out from 3 players holding the B bomb site. Not ideal at all. And somehow JMD Gaming yet again pull around. They have no business winning. They're on a force buy, for crying out loud. How are you allowing them to win these rounds, SemperX? How on earth? Anyway, Krish and Foxy gonna try their best, to save these 2 rifles. I think they're gonna need them going into the next round. Yeah, it would really help them if they do save both these guns. They will be able to buy in, but again, they're gonna have a lot more utility going into the last round, next round, if they do manage to save these guns. And yeah, the money on JMD Gaming not that good, which is why you see a very non-committal hunt coming in from them. Proud, the only one actually in the mood for the hunt, but he also gives up halfway. He's like, nah, not gonna happen. And yeah, the instant buy up coming in. All 5 players survive, so that's good news. And like I said, because of those 2 saved rifles, they can easily buy into this round. And Krish on $8,000. Well, the economy is a bit lopsided on SemperX, but if they manage to pick this round up, they can more or less reset JMD Gaming, and that would mean that they would see the game off completely. So this is the most crucial round of the game thus far. And Savage and Lucky with the AWP, and Savage already finding the kill on the Christian. That's the AWP. That's the Opper on the CD side, completely eviscerated. And now they're operating at a man disadvantage. Impale, feeling a bit adventurous, chucks a nade down B-long and tags up Lucky. He really not living up to his name. He's literally catching every nade with his face or feet. And he's gonna get burnt alive here. Oh, just managing to avoid that nade somehow. Just dancing on the edge of that Molotov as it licks his feet. And he's gonna survive. And Impale's gonna get blinded. Mythil just playing. Oh, Impale does manage to burn Lucky. Yet again, Lucky, the most unlucky player on JMD Gaming. And that's the man advantage neutralized. And Savage is quite low. He's on half health. He's taken a ton of damage. And Impale's just gonna push up and take a more aggressive stance. That smoke off might just let these players know that there's a chance that someone might have pushed up B-long. And it looks like it's going to be a mid to A split because Bomb is making its way over to the A bomb side. And Impale, yet again, just playing. And 3 players in drop. Oh, Hunter does spot them out. Come on, Hunter. This is your time to shine. We all know you're a crack shot with that weapon. Spots off the top of Proud's head, but unable to scalp him. But finally managing to land a good scalping. But in the meantime, Impale here's Savage. And that's Bomb down. And that should be all she wrote for this round because there's 2 players in drop. Just scurrying in. And yeah, there we go. Impale with the flank and the huge plays. And that's what I was talking about, folks. The money on JMD Gaming is quite crap right now. Lucky is on 4K. Rio Meister is on 3,900. That means only these 2 players can buy up armor AKs. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And the rest of the team will go in for a force buy and some utility over here and there. Well, well. Like I said, that game, that round is what hung this game in on the balance, and it just tips the scales ever so slightly into SemperX's favor. But we have seen how potent JMD Gaming are on their anti-ecos, and SemperX, although they were very comfortable for facing off the fast plays initially, they did drop the ball here and there in a couple of crucial rounds. That has allowed JMD Gaming to put 14 rounds on the board. And JMD Gaming have played a very good game of Counter-Strike against a team of SemperX's caliber and experience. But take nothing away from JMD Gaming. They've been around the scene for a very long time as well. They're not, the newbies or, fresh kids off the block. They've been playing tier 2 Indian Counter-Strike for quite a while, and it's been a while coming that they make their jump into the big leagues. They finally managed it. They had a very, very convincing game against Elements to knock them out of the Masters division and cement their footing and position here in the Masters League. But now the game gets just that much harder. You have to be consistent. You have to practice regularly. You not only have to play the game, but you have to invest quite a significant amount of your practice time into opposition research and strategy development. Now, as I say this, one player from SemperX does drop out from the server yet again. And yeah. I'm gonna wait for the 10th player to join back in. And it's just kind of been a theme thus far. We've had 4 timeouts. I thought this was a tactical timeout, but it turns out it's a technical timeout. Finally, I think it's Foxy who dropped, and he does join the server. He's gonna have enough money to buy into this round, and this should be the final round of the game, and it is the final round of regulation time. So in my opinion, SemperX should see off this game 16-14. But this is Counter-Strike, folks, and these are Rec 9s, as they're more famously known, or more endearingly called in the Counter-Strike community, and there's a very good reason for this. These pistols can go absolutely insane if wielded in the right hands. You all saw what Olaf Meister was capable of. Now, I'm not comparing any of these players to Olaf Meister. That would be just plain simple daft. But I'm just saying that if you have nutty aim, the Tech 9s can cause absolute havoc. Okay, I think Impale's timed out. Yeah, I think Impale's timed out. Yeah. Dot stopped getting called, and the round will get reset as Impale resets his internet connection, I think. But it's unfortunate because he had an AK-47. And if he loses that, I think that might just disappear. But if it's lying at spawn, that's going to be good because he can pick it up instantly. But yeah, I think he did time out. He just went full mannequin mode as he rushed down mid. So, oh, it's not Impale who timed out. It is Foxy. Foxy has timed out. Damn, that's unfortunate. Anyway, guys, we'll be right back after this quick break. Don't go anywhere. This game, it all comes down to this final round. So we'll be back just as soon as we have 10 players back on the server. So yeah, stick around. Don't go anywhere, and I'll be back as soon as the 10th players. Oh, 10th players back. Wait a second, he's back. Foxy has joined the server. So we're gonna go back straight into it. Final round of regulation time. Will we see overtime is the question on everybody's mind. And this is a very crucial buy coming in from GMD Gaming. 2 AK-47s, 3 Tech 9s. That's all they have to work with. I think Savage might just pick up a UMP. I think he is gonna he's gonna go Tech 9 and utility. That's good. Playing for the team. Always appreciated. So they have GMD Gaming, 3 smokes, 1 Molotov, and 4 flashbangs to take into this round. It has all the writings of a fast play. But the problem is right now, ideally they shouldn't be going for a fast play because the SemperX or the CT side is just stacked to the nose with utility. And they can just hurl all the nades and all the Molotovs and just completely eviscerate GMD Gaming even before they make their way onto the bomb site. So they need to really pace themselves, draw the utility out maybe, and then go in for a naked execute well into the round, like I'd say with around 35 seconds left to play. Then they should go for the execute, and it should be a naked execute because and it's not just like they should play passive and just cower in the corner. They need to take the fights, take some aggro, make some aggro plays to draw the utility out, make some noise, and that's exactly what they're doing. Foxy gonna hear up the noise up by long, and the slow push is going to come in. Foxy needs to be careful. It's a 4-1 setup, so there's literally 0 trade potential for the player playing over by A long, and that's going to be Foxy. And he's going to find 3 players just pushing him right at a moment's notice. While the other 2 players are playing drop and are making noise. Not just that, their sole purpose is to cut off rotations as they come in. Oh, Deathmaker getting spotted out. Foxy gets the first kill. Needs to be careful. There's two players just around the corner. And unfortunately, unable to land the kill on Lucky. Lucky gets the kill, but in the meantime, Impale has made his way onto the A-bomb site. Hunter finding Proud. And Impale playing very aggressive by Stables right now. So he can do a lot of damage. Savage spots him out. That's going to walk into a spray down. And Lucky gets the second kill as well. And now it's all down to Rio Meister with the Tech 9 1v4. And down he goes, and SemperX win the game. 16-14. They see it off. And my God, boys, what a game it has been. Right down to the wire and a true nail biter. Anyway, folks, that's all from my side. And this has been a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. Not just to cast, but I hope it has been a fun game to watch as well. If you enjoyed my casting, please do remember to follow me on Twitter at @cheeseman. And also remember to hit that subscribe button. Do drop a like onto ESL India. And hit that bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever they go live. If you're only in it for CS, remember, tomorrow, 8 p.m. sharp, same time, same place, same caster, unfortunately, so for some of you guys who like calling me noob. So, yeah, you're stuck with me, folks. Blair has moved on. Just kidding. He'll be back. He's busy. But see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. And I hope you guys had fun. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Good night, guys. Have a great night.
Falling on the ground, long day but we won't back down. One thing playing on our minds, long wait but we won't give up now. You crave the love I gave and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now, the ground shakes as our love gets loud. The champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting tide, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night.
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles. Another loss for JMD Gaming in the phase 2 of the summer season of the ESL India Premiership 2017, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, and Zowie by BenQ. Organized when not in gaming. And this also means that SemperX has added another feather to their unbeaten cap. Yes, so they now have two games which they won, whereas JMD Gaming, which had previously played 2 games, they had won 1 game, they had lost 1 game. Now it's literally like they won 1 game and they've lost 2. Will JMD Gaming suffice till the end of phase 2? Will they be able to break this curse of defeat? Well, we'll find out in the course of the ESL India Premiership 2017's summer season's phase 2, because that's when you people who are watching us on Facebook page of ESL India and the YouTube gaming channel of ESL India will find out together with us when we undertake this journey, this amazing journey of esports, as and when it happens. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching us. This was day 5 of the live stream of the ESL India Premiership 2017 summer season phase 2. Remember that if you want to be a part of the ESL India Premiership 2017 summer season, it's pretty darn simple. All you gotta do is follow the link on the screen right now, go to the page it takes you to, and register for the game you want to participate in, and voila, bam, you're done. You're a part of the ESL India Premiership 2017 Phase 3. The registrations are on right now. I would implore you guys to go ahead, register if you think you are capable enough to rise above the ranks and go ahead and defeat the Masters eventually. Also, guys, remember that you can write to us on our Twitter handle, using our Twitter handle, that is @ESL_India, or just comment on our Facebook page of ESL India. We'll be more than glad to respond to you. So we'll come back again tomorrow. 6:30 p.m. IST is the time you gotta log down on, because we'll be back again tomorrow with Clash Royale, Dota 2, and some intense action from Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So till next time we catch you guys again, cheers.